So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at Nye Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my Nye VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyvwofrome.com.
Join us Saturday, October 13th, as Disruption Network and Doughboy Barbecue presents Trip Fest 2 at the Jewish Community Center, 2310 Oneida Street in Utica. A night to pay homage to Vinny, Captain Trip Moriel. Utica icon, yo! Come pick through all Captain Trip's personal treasures, local artist display, food from Doughboy Barbecue, beer, wine, and live music. Bands include, after a 24-year hiatus, the return of Taurus, Kate Devin, The Crazy Fools, Thunderwatt, and a 315 All-Star tribute to the Grateful Dead. Tickets are $10 in advance and $15 at the door. Partial proceeds to benefit Laney's Army. Doors open at 6 o'clock. Taurus kicks it all off at 6:30. It's Trip Fest 2, Saturday, October 13th. Trip Fest 2 is sponsored by Nye Volkswagen of Rome, 92.7 FM The Drive, Priceless Inspection, Donato Appraisal Services, Dr. Scott Domenico, and Saranac Brewery.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top-producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
All right, listen up, everybody. This is former Governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're listening to the D-Line, only on Disruption Networks. That's the D. Do it now! Rah, rah.
Welcome to the D-Line.
Illegal contact! Number 51! Senkutsu elbow thrust! To the up back! Orimawatsu roundhouse lunge kick! To the quarterback! Takatami insword block to the... Shoot, never mind. 15 yards! First down!
Live football podcast on the Disruption Network.
You just got the feeling that he spelled the 8-hole and then got it in the end zone.
You find out life's this game of inches. So is football.
And now, here's your hosts, Chicken, Caleb, and Sil.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the D-Line.
Hey.
This is Chicken doing double duty. Just got off the EC radio, and now we're doing the D-Line. We're talking about some football. Join us today is our guest, Zach Bonanza. How you doing, Zachary?
Hey, buddy. How you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good over here.
You're looking pretty good.
Yeah, well, he's got a Steelers shirt on. So
Hey. Shots fired within the first 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah. You don't hold back.
So you have to feel bad for the guy.
All right.
given what's going on now.
And joining me, as always, is Caleb and Sil. So,
Evening.
What up?
What's going on, guys? We had some interesting week in football last week.
I don't know what to talk about first. I really, kickers or Pittsburgh?
It has to be the kickers. Man, it was such a bad
What
one.
19 missed kicks. Are you kidding me?
19.
It's the extra points that blow me away. It's really those.
This is your sole purpose in football, is to kick the ball through the uprights.
Now, I know Minnesota let go of their guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Carlson's gone in Minnesota.
But Is
Well, they get
Gonzalez
Bailey,
gone?
right?
Gonzalez is gone.
Okay.
Gonzalez is gone. And it turned out Gonzalez was actually like battling an injury too, I guess. So, but I mean,
That's right. Yeah, Hugh Jackson didn't know he was, and yeah.
Which I mean, take it for what it's worth. But as I said, and you guys heard it from me last week, and I said the week before,
fuck you, Longwood.
What do you say now?
Great 2 hours of talk Bears of the Bears going to the Super Bowl because they beat a Seattle team that's been. I was like, the declibe?
Yeah, there you go.
Wow, he's getting it in early. We were talking about kickers.
What the fuck? We're talking about
I know.
But as I said last week, and I said the opening week, why is Dan Bailey not on a team, the third most accurate kicker in NFL history? And finally he is.
He is.
Finally he's
Right.
in Minnesota. It's about fucking time.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make any sense that it took this long. And it sucks that it had to take this long for a team like even Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland kind of went with a no-name guy, a guy off Miami's practice squad to replace Gonzalez. But
well, he's cheap.
Still, he's cheap.
As we've seen.
As we've seen how well cheap kickers work out for them.
Is that where you want to be cheap? Yeah, like you just seen you lose a game because of the kicker.
And I think there's some fairly good names out there, kicking wise too, guys that could be had. So I
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
So I mean, it's interesting that a lot of teams are kind of trying to go down this route of young kickers. I mean, even like a Cairo Santos who kicked for Kansas City didn't make the Jets this year, and he was available. And there's so many kickers out there that I don't know. It's weird. It's no longer as you said, Sil. Even I always have remembered an extra point being the little 2-yard
right.
easy mail it in. You literally in the NFL you like. The league as a whole would miss like what 5 of those a year maybe.
No, like 2
like 2.
Now that they're 30 yards out, I mean it's still I like it difficult, but it still should be ingrained. They should be practicing those every single day, 400 of them. Yeah. Kickers nowadays they don't fucking buy houses; they just rent them because they know how fucking sensitive it is.
Right.
You know, I mean,
unless you're a really good one, and you're
a
on that
Justin
team
Tucker, if you will.
Right.
Well, even Gostkowski fucking missed one this past weekend, so it's like even kickers who have been there for fucking ever.
Sure.
But did you see who made his appearance at the Seattle Bears game?
Urlacher at halftime?
No. Janikowski.
Yeah, right.
He kicked a 56-yarder like it was nobody's business.
Yeah. Tubakowski.
He's getting up there. He's like, what, 40 now or something? Janikowski is?
Yeah, he was a first-round pick.
He's like 350 pounds?
Dude, he's big.
He's like 260.
He ate another kicker.
But and that's exactly the thing. I was actually talking about that with one of my buddies this weekend too. We were talking about Janikowski because he still thinks of him as a Raider, which I think we all kind of do.
Oh, he's going to go in the Hall of Fame as a Raider.
Yeah. And you think about that guy, and there's no that's the thing. If you can perfect this craft, you can do it for 20 years. Morton Anderson, Gary Anderson, the Anderson brothers.
Can you imagine if Janikowski was on a team with a Tom Brady, or one of those kind of offenses where he had a chance to win those Super Bowls? I mean, he could be. The guy was booming kicks from like 64 yards.
Oh yeah. He's the kicker you want to, I hate to say build a team around, but I mean, he's that quality of a kicker that, Vanderjagt, that
Jason
Elam,
there
you go.
Yeah. That whole crowd. It's interesting to me, Sil, and you just made me think about it, but it's when you think about practicing and practicing as a kicker, it used to be okay. You had to go in and practice your extra points, close in and stuff like that. Now you can just pretty much start at the 30-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
And go back and progress back from there. So you essentially are having more time to practice the same thing. So you should be better at it. Does that make sense to me? I know.
They move incrementally 10, 20,
exactly.
30, 40, 50
so
yards.
you're not having to waste the time that you were working with all of special teams on an extra point. Now you're just solely working on the kicking aspect of it. Mm-hmm. And how are you not better at it?
Nowadays, it's probably harder to kick one from the 5 line on a hash mark. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Did you see? And you can't in the NFL anymore. You can't jump the center. You can't jump the snapper.
Yeah,
so your job is easier. Bang it through the middle.
Did you see the kick from Minnesota? That one kick, he shanked that so far.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close.
Nope.
Yeah.
It wasn't even in the vicinity of the uprights.
No. Well,
I'm like, dude, you should have been cut right then and there.
Well, how about when Crosby came on to kick it for Green Bay?
Bing?
At the end of that game.
Or Bill.
Touche. when he came on, when he came on,
Roethlisberger jersey,
Bill Crosby.
when he came on at the end of the game, he hit the first one, and I was sitting there watching the game, and he hit the first one. I turned him and Zimmer got the timeout in time, and I turned to Ben, my roommate, and I was like, "There's no shot he makes the next one."
Wait a minute, did you just say you turned to your in bed to your roommate?
Ben.
Ben.
Benjamin Makowitz. Yes. I turned to him and I said, "There's no shot he makes. Or he hits this," and he missed it left. It was just that you could call it this weekend. I feel like,
yeah,
you could just sit there and call.
Are they bad kickers or good bookies?
Oh, the conspiracy!
Just so fucking mad. The
conspiracy.
The fucking Vikings had the Packers on the fucking ropes, man. You know
what? What are you upset? I'm happy. That's the best scenario ever.
I just fucking hate the Packers, man. I know. Yes, that is the best case scenario. It's funny. My daughter's sitting there, and he just missed that, and I go, he's going to be fired tomorrow morning. She goes to me, really? I go, yeah, he's going to be without a fucking job tomorrow morning. Yeah.
I
go, he missed 3 kicks.
As a Bears fan, that's the best possible thing that can happen.
It is. I agree with you. It's just I hate fucking Rodgers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so do I. But I also hate Minnesota.
Yeah, that's true.
I hate the Vikings.
Word up.
And speaking of people without jobs, how about that Devontae Davis?
Oh, Vontae Davis retiring in the middle of a game?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Flat out quit.
That's the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in football. I mean,
at least finish the game.
You have to think about this too. He could never work in football. He could never play in football.
He was battling injury, coming back, and he spoke to the coaches before the game. Said, "I'm feeling a little off. I'm not so sure about this." Or that could all be.
You don't embarrass your team like that mid game. Zach, I appreciate you defending him and stuff. But there's no defense of this fucking asshole.
That's the most disrespectful thing I've seen in a football game. I mean,
it's wild.
To leave him high and dry. Then what do? You go back out after the half and you just create a whole new game plan from a missing pet.
You watch the highlights just before the half. I believe he caused a fumble. So I mean, that's bananagrams. I mean, they were down 28 fucking nothing at that point, or 28-3 or whatever. But
you're also playing, and I as a Jets fan, I don't have much love for Bills fans, but you're playing in a city that, regardless of what happens to you, they love you.
Yeah,
every Sunday when you play in that stadium, that place is fucking rocking, whether they're 2-14 or 14-2. It doesn't matter. That place is still rocking, so it's just like
because they just need an excuse to get drunk.
Yeah, but they're still balls out behind their team.
Right,
they're still balls out, and it amazes me. It's like, okay, you can't get up for that. Like you can't get up for even when you're the shitty.
And he knew what he was getting into. Yeah. This long into being with that team, you got to understand that you're gonna lose games, buddy.
You went through training camp. You know the pulse of the NFL. It's going to happen. You're not going to a contender. You're not. It's not a situation where you're a player maybe on the latter half of their career, a la a Randy Moss like we saw, or Chad Ochocinco when you go to New England, you expect to win.
But do you think now their coach is on the hot seat?
No. No.
You had a team that you finally made to the playoffs. You get rid of your quarterback.
And you come back with Peterman.
You make all these weird trades and pickups and you let guys go. And now you're the laughing stock of the NFL.
Yeah.
You have a guy quit at fucking halftime.
I almost think it might be the opposite. I feel like everybody feels bad for him.
No, I don't feel
what
bad.
kind of...
I hesitate to commit to...
That's a shitty personality, though, to even be the type of person...
They did it to themselves. You let go of fucking Tyrod Taylor. Yeah. Seriously.
I hesitate to say that he's on the hot seat because I think that you have to, if you're the Bills, you have to take you can't think of last year. Last year was kind of an anomaly. Yeah. Last year was a fluke. They were looking.
No, I think they were on the way up.
They were looking to rebuild.
No, they were rebuilding.
Going into last year,
if you kept Tyrod Taylor there, you add a couple weapons to your wide receiving core, which they didn't.
They felt they were doing addition by subtraction, and I fucking disagree with that wholeheartedly in their case.
They thought they're going to go out and get a number one, type quarterback, first round quarterback, and he was going to lead them to the Holy Land. But you had a great quarterback in your house right now that if you just put a little bit of talent around him, they had a good defense. They had a team that was ready to play. That went to the playoffs. Yeah. Did well in the playoffs. Yeah. Who'd they lose to? Jacksonville?
Yeah, they scored 3 points.
Jacksonville's a tough team.
But they played them tough. They were in it most of the game.
It was a 10-3 game.
And then Peterman came in.
No, I agree, though. They were trying to just get this franchise quarterback. They could have put him behind Tyrod, even if they wanted to get him, let him get some experience.
Exactly.
And then work something out with that. Also, Tyrod can scramble, man. You got a bad offensive line at the moment. He can get out of that pocket.
And you have no other talent.
Yeah, exactly.
You have McCoy, and that is it.
That's it.
And now he's banged up.
And he's like their best wide receiver at the moment, too. You know?
Nobody else.
McCoy's going to be out soon. I mean, now he's beating his kids, apparently. So
what?
What the fuck's going on?
He's got to beat somebody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Apparently, the girlfriend is saying she faked her report to the police about his the home invasion issue.
Yeah.
So she faked that. His baby's mama is filing a police report for he's beat his son. She took pictures of it. So he's in a lot of trouble upcoming.
She probably beat the kid and just wants the money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, did you guys see two of the other news out of Buffalo this week too? With the Jordan Matthews said Jordan Matthews is going back to Philadelphia. He signed with them yesterday.
What?
Yeah. And Jordan Matthews basically said 3 things. He compared Buffalo to Afghanistan. He said that
oh my God.
Such a good line.
He said that he got a woman pregnant because the only thing to do in Buffalo was fuck.
Well,
and I was like, Jordan,
if you ever
Jordan,
seen
good for you.
Have you ever seen the stories of what they do at Buffalo Stadium?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. It was like wild. I mean, it just so much coming out in Buffalo. I mean, you got to feel a little bit bad for McDermott, but a
lot of coming out in Buffalo except for wins.
Yeah, it's.
And I think they're going to be dismal this year. They're going to this year's new Cleveland Browns.
Everybody base your suicide or survivor pool pick around who's playing Buffalo.
Yeah.
Really, that's my formula.
And that's where I think it's sad. I mean, I was really rooting for Buffalo last year when they were going into playoffs, and it was good. It was a good energy, and you're like, wow, this team really deserved it.
They had potential,
right? You felt like, wow, they're actually making a move towards something, and then this year they just crumbled everything.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he's got to go.
Well, it's got to be something in the water in western New York and western Pennsylvania. You go down, look, quick shot down the 90. They have their problems too down in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
so,
hey now.
I mean, I just Antonio Brown just doesn't show up.
I know.
Then Drew Rosenhaus has to come out. Like the team doesn't even know. Drew Rosenhaus's agent has to come out and make the statement about where he is. It's just.
Did you see the interview he put up? I think it was like last night or something, and they were talking to him about it, and he just gets furious at the media. It goes like 10-minute interview, gets furious about it. He goes, "Yeah, I'm not." Tomlin knew where I was coming from. I didn't mean obviously, everybody knows the tweet he put out.
Yeah, the trade tweet.
Trade me then. Ben Roethlisberger. First off, if you're a former PR guy, why don't you just keep it there, bud? Be former.
That guy,
keep your freaking nose out of the business.
He fucked a lot up. Huh?
Yeah,
Holy
dude, and
shit.
he caused tension in an already tense environment.
Well, do you think
which sucks?
The whole Le'Veon Bell holdout had something to do with Antonio Brown? Because Antonio Brown actually came to bat, and they came to bat for each other.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're not willing to negotiate with him and sign him and everything, and I feel like
I think it adds to it because I think Antonio Brown wants to win, and he gets that's.
The Big Ben window is getting smaller and smaller. I mean, this could be it.
You had many weapons. You had Hines Ward. You had all these guys behind him, and you could get rid of one cog out of the wheel, and it'll still spin. You know what I mean? Now you got those big three. You got Bell. You got Roethlisberger, you got Brown, and you take Bell out of the equation, you cause all this tension with his front line.
That Connor is good.
That's true. James Conner, Smith-Schuster is decent, but like those
James
are still
Conner
guys
came
getting
back
their
down
grounding, and you got to understand it's just those were the big three, and now when Antonio Brown's getting all this pressure and he's not winning the game for him, it's probably falling back on him a little bit. I could see that, but still.
And then they paid all that money to him and not to Le'Veon.
Not Bell, and I think that caused tension too, for sure.
So
it's weird to me too because we had talked last year, and I remember on the show last year we had talked about how Antonio Brown's never been the type of player that likes the limelight. Doesn't like to be in the media. Doesn't like to.
I don't like limes either.
He doesn't wear
the guy
those
showed
flashy
up
gold
in a fucking
cleats.
chopper. The guy showed up to preseason in a chopper.
He's never done anything.
He does a dance every time he scores.
Yeah, but he's not grotesque,
Do you watch the NFL?
He was on Dancing with the Stars. What are you talking about?
That's just because he has swagger, really.
He's never disrupted anything. He's never been a disruption.
Last year he did.
Wait a minute, like this network?
Last year, we went through the same shit last year with him. He was bitching all about fucking not getting the ball enough. He was flipping out last year.
That was Martavius Bryant.
They both did.
Yeah,
they both did. And
I remember the only thing that sticks out to me in Antonio Brown's career, the only fuck up before this that he's had is the videotaping incident.
Oh yeah, the locker room.
Yeah.
He caught flack for that.
But last year he was flipping out, wasn't getting enough touches.
Well, he should be. He's the best fucking wide receiver.
But he gets what? 15
nobody touches
a game.
Nobody comes close.
He has the
to
most.
But I think at this point in his career, he's realizing it can't all be on him, and his other backup was Bell.
How many touches do you get a game?
I touch a lot. Depends if you're over the house or not.
I may be over this weekend.
Then you had Martavius Bryant flipping out. Then you had everyone saying, Roethlisberger might, made a comment about retiring, which I knew was all bullshit.
Yeah.
It was just all, food for the media. To
bring attention to him again, yeah.
It was just feed him bullshit. So it's...
As far as Bell goes, though, I mean, he's got till November. If he gets tagged again, he's making, $15 million? I mean, that's still good money.
Hey, dude, seriously, playing on your third fucking franchise tag isn't that bad of a deal.
It's not that bad of a deal. And moreover, I don't know. I think, in my opinion, I think he's strategizing. I think he wants to get as late into the season as he can without pissing everybody off to the max and getting dropped. Go forward next year, free agency, healthy.
I don't think he plays another game in Pittsburgh.
You don't think?
And here's the thing,
that's heartbreaking. But
I hate to say it. I really don't. I think he's done. I really think he's done.
Beer's in there.
All right.
If you're Pittsburgh, why don't you do a sign and trade?
That's what I would think.
Sign him and trade him.
I think what's going to be a deciding factor is this game. If you can't go, obviously the Bucs are hot, which is hard, but you tie with the Browns. Granted, they might have some momentum going. They're still the Browns. Mm-hmm. You play Kansas City. They're a good team, but you get beat. You put up a good fight, but you get beat, and then you come into the Tampa Bay game. If they get beat again, Le'Veon's going to step back and be like, "See, you need me."
Yeah, Pitt came back really good at that game. I mean,
yeah.
But here's the thing: if Bell goes another year, right, signs his 1 year tender.
Yeah.
Now he's another year older, and in the NFL, your window of time is very short.
It's true
for running backs.
And these days, how long before he blows his ACL out?
Right, and it's like and you're right. So he could blow an ACL, and then he's done.
Yeah.
And then he's another year out, and then now you're looking at a guy who's up around 30.
Yeah.
Nobody wants him.
That's why I'm thinking maybe he's strategizing. Maybe he's going. Like I said, he has till November. Maybe he signs in November, still gets the payday, and then he's getting less than those 400 touches a season, and he's still good, performing well, and he's got
Yep, AP.
Longwood
Beast mode. You got a couple of
coming back. My God, that man.
Longwood saying Antonio Brown is almost of a attention whore as OBJ.
Disagree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
OBJ pissed off about the random drug tests he's been taking.
Yeah, he tweeted.
That's
you're only pissed.
You shouldn't be pissed off because you're the fucking one that posted a fucking video of you with cocaine. A mysterious fucking powder next to your bed.
He didn't post the picture.
Yeah, I know, but still, what do you expect the ramifications to be?
We had a cup of coffee that morning.
A little bit of cream, sugar. I think Antonio Brown's a huge whore. I think he's
I was being a whore as your mom.
Whoa, hey now.
But he's consistent. You got to give him that. I mean,
so is
Ben
Mike's
can
mom.
get it to him.
All right.
That's what we call a sack lunch.
Wow.
All right. Now we got that out of the way.
But I don't know. I'm not buying it. We did this last year with the Steelers. They talked a lot of shit and they still end up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They seem like they cry a lot in the beginning and then
same thing happened. Yeah, he didn't want the franchise tag last year either, but he signed before. And I think the difference this year is that he pissed off the front line. I saw this this report saying Marquise Pouncey and Raymond Foster, they get together and they were like, "Hey, don't worry, Bell's gonna show up. Don't you worry." Thursday rolls around right before week 1. Doesn't show. Now you fucking got these guys foot and mouth.
Right.
And those guys protecting you. You think they're going to want to have your back after that? I mean,
I've heard him and Pouncey have gone complete opposite ways.
Yeah. Which is weird because when he first started, they were,
I mean, the Pouncey brothers,
peanut butter and jelly.
The Pouncey brothers are thugs. So I mean, that's neither here nor there. They're big attention whores too.
Wait a minute. The Bennett brothers?
not quite. Just
the Bennett brother now.
Not quite. Yeah. But another point of interest too for me last week was Kansas City.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Pat Mahomes.
I'm not buying it.
My God,
you're not buying it?
No, I'm seeing the same collapse that happened last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They come out firing, and then Oakland finds a way to destroy their defense.
How good of a job does Andy Reid do with quarterback?
He's a fucking guru.
He just finds a way to make it work for him. Just finds a way to make it work for that guy. He's not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. But
we remember when he had McNabb in Philly. He had everything went through the running backs. They had really no wide receivers. It was like Brian Westbrook and
But that's a great strategy. Lean on those people and make those quarterbacks better. And you're absolutely right. That's another good point too. He always has had good running backs. I mean, Brian Westbrook, LaShawn McCoy, Kareem Hunt, Sharkandrick West was really good when he first got to Kansas City. Spencer Ware. Those guys have always been really good.
You're missing. What the hell was his name? The best one they had in the past 10 years.
Where? Kansas City?
Oh,
Charles.
Jamal Charles.
Jamal
Jamal Charles was there too when he got there. So that's very helpful, but it's all about how you use that. I mean, he's developed quarterbacks. I mean, let's go down the list of Andy Reid quarterbacks. We'll start with McNabb, then it would be Nick Foles, right? Then he went over and reclamated Alex Smith's career. And now this Mahomes kid, it's just his body of work is.
And he's a great playwright too, man. He knows how to put up some crazy plays that always ball to the right guy, you know.
Yeah, and he's taken a weapon, probably lesser. If he was on maybe another team, maybe a lesser known weapon, made Tyreek Hill into probably a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL.
Oh yeah,
MVP candidate right now.
Yeah.
That guy's got some
that's
legs,
dude. This kid has scored. He has scored another good point by Longwood.
Longwood.
Coach wins in the playoffs, then finds good QBs. Yeah, he's right. But I gave a fuck. Longwood dropped. Mike dropped me there.
I'm pretty sure that again they're going to come out 4-0, 5-0, or whatever, and then somebody's going to expose them for what they are. I mean, Pittsburgh showed a little bit of it this week. Their defense is susceptible, big time. So
but we're talking about Pittsburgh with Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown and,
threats.
They got some weapons.
Right, yeah, right.
Ben might be getting old, but he can still make those plays. But still, John's right. I mean, if Pittsburgh, I mean, they're mediocre right now. They're having some troubles. If they can expose those flaws, it's only a matter of time before the season keeps going. You start losing players. Those flaws get bigger. Holes open up.
But also,
but I'm not gonna take away 10 touchdowns in 2 games from Mahomes. Good for him.
But he's 2 years old too. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
That now, I mean, it's week 2. You won 2 games. Now that defense is going to get a little bit of a swagger. They're going to get a little bit more cohesive, and actually have like a chemistry together, which we see defenses actually get better as seasons go on.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you got an offense that can bail you out,
I agree with you. I think it's also important too to remember that it's take the Deshaun Watson effect. Deshaun Watson had an amazing first 4 games, then got hurt, and nobody can blame injury, but. Maybe the team's got to see him, got to understand the game plan, got to understand where we were going with his progression. I mean, he's looked just okay this year. He hasn't looked great. Yeah. He hasn't looked like what he did last year. He's looked just okay, and I think everybody. My point with saying this is, I think every rookie quarterback, or young quarterback has growing pains and always has that falter, has that kind of letdown.
But don't forget, like when he went on his tirade like last year. It was after week 2. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like the first couple weeks, I mean, they started with Savage.
Yeah.
Week 1. I think
that's just purely
I think by week 1 or 2, by 2, I think
he was the starting quarterback.
Well, I mean, same thing. I mean, Nick Foles, same way. I mean, yes, he's been in the league forever, but teams, he wasn't playing that much beforehand. Now teams got a few games in on him. This year, they're not, playing him the same way. Yeah. He's not doing as well. So it's basically it's the sophomore slump, and it happens once teams get film on you. That's it. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. You have to be better than your film at that point.
Scheme and game plan. That's why That's why a lot of average or just regular sports fans will call them, don't understand the preparation that goes into every game in any sport.
It's matchups, catching flaws,
the video work. I mean, a lot of people don't understand. A lot of coaches in the NFL will be after a game. Say it's a 1:00 game and the game ends at 4. They'll be there until Monday morning watching film for the next week. It's all about that preparation. You want to know every little thing that you can exploit to win.
The Vikings coach, instead of watching the Bears-Packers game, he was watching Packers film instead of watching actually watching them live.
Exactly.
It's like
why would you do that? Like, I watch the team that's out there now.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean? Like,
sort of worked.
Well, I'm sure he went back and watched that game.
Oh yeah. Oh no, dude, they've got crews of coaches, and all your job is to do is watch O-line and get highlights and shit and get it out to the meetings and fucking
but watching
they got the resources.
Packers last year without Aaron Rodgers is a totally different team.
Yeah,
I would rather watch the game against the Bears and more importantly the first half what they did wrong to allow the Bears to get such a high point advantage in the first half. And then see how they gave it up in the second half, and see what Green Bay did in the second half. That's what I would want to be looking at more so than anything they did last year.
So does everybody else think the Packers fans are whining about that tackle?
Oh my God, yeah.
I think it was illegal. He scooped, lifted the leg, and drove him in. I don't see the argument.
I like that he came out and said, this is a tough sport. I've been in it a while. I understand what it means to be playing football. I don't think it was a bad call. It shouldn't be running the pass.
If he didn't scoop the leg, he's fine.
Exactly.
But because he scooped the leg up, that's it. That's illegal. You can't fucking lift the leg and drive.
That's why, in my opinion, I don't know. Lately, it seems like everything's becoming overpaid and underplayed, man. Like, that is just... Where do we draw the line on these rules? Continuous regulations.
Well, I saw one of the most vicious hits I've seen in a long time this weekend. I was on Cam Newton.
Oh my God! Yes, that was awesome.
Brutal.
Oh, I was so happy.
That was insane. That was insane. Like I've never seen a hit like that. He got knocked the fuck out. Like, and here's my fucking problem.
I don't know how he got back up.
Here's my problem with the NFL.
He's tough.
We want to make it seem like we're protecting the players and we're going to go on all these fucking campaigns and make it seem like we're the greatest people ever. That fucking guy was back in the game a minute and a half later. They didn't have time to go to fucking commercial.
Yeah.
Are you talking about
the Cam Newton hit?
Same Cam Newton that wouldn't go after the fumble in the
I'm not making any point about Cam Newton. I could care less about Cam Newton's safety, to be honest with you. I don't care about Cam Newton at all. I'm making the point that the NFL, this is another bullshit line from the NFL about, well, we're trying to protect players. Let's take him into the little blue hut. We'll pull the thing over him. They barely had time to pull the fucking thing over him and test him for a concussion. Do you know how long a good concussion test would take? And this is the problem. The NFL, you open your asshole because in 20 years you're going to get another round
open your asshole?
Yeah, you're going to
say I like that.
Open your fucking asshole because you're going to get another round of lawsuits from the current NFL players.
Immediately.
and here's the fucking first example of a player who's going to sue you because that guy should have never been back in that fucking game. That was ridiculous.
Oh, you mean like Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, sure.
He comes back doped up beyond belief.
That's fine. I'm talking about the concussion protocol. The point that the NFL is trying to make. Oh, we're going to get hard on concussions. Are you fucking joking?
You're going to get hard on fucking concussions.
Yeah,
it's
fuck
only
you
for
guys.
the spotlight.
Holy fuck. It's a fucking joke. And then
Now,
I don't know if you
just so you know, the Falcons player was ejected. For the hit.
You got ejaculated.
So,
yeah, he should be suspended.
But
too.
Cam Newton, he's probably going to get nailed with a fine.
Did you also see the guy in the Bills game too? That the ball went into the end zone and it should have been a touchback, and they should have. You're immediately supposed to blow the play dead when someone's helmet comes off. And his helmet came off, and he got hit right in the fucking head by another player.
Woo!
Oh,
Yeah, he got fucking jacked up right in the head. It was something else. Like I just blow the fucking whistle, end the play. Like
the refs are right on it.
You're worried about player safety. That's the biggest problem in the game right now. Exactly what Zach just said.
I'm not. They're there for my entertainment only.
And I'm not either, Sil. But at the same time, this is what we have to hear about. This is the news we have to hear about. I'm fucking sick of hearing about it. And if you really want to solve something, take a guy and put Cam Newton in the locker room for a quarter because that's how long it takes for you to evaluate a concussion, and if not longer.
Right. I have no. He still played
ridiculous.
A decent game afterwards, so he must have been okay. But yeah, he got ruined.
Leveled.
Fucking ruined.
It was a dirty hit. Like,
it was. No, he was. Was it a slide?
Yeah.
And the guy just came in and plowed him.
Blows my mind. I don't know, but
couple fingers in.
I will wear it, and you mentioned it a few minutes ago. Still, I do have to say that I did guarantee a Philadelphia win last week, and I was very, very wrong.
You know what?
I didn't even give Tampa Bay the time of day.
The week before the season,
I don't think anybody did.
I was listening to the Stephen A. Smith show, and a caller called in.
Sorry to hear about that. Yeah.
And a caller called in and said, "You watch." He goes, "The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to pull off the biggest thing of the year. Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to go 3-0." He's going to beat 3 playoff teams from last year.
Son of a bitch.
And Stephen A. Smith goes, get out of here. You're drunk. And he's almost there.
Stephen A. Smith probably said a lot more bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with Ryan
is with these guys, he gets on these rants.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, like I said it before, like he can get the ball to the playmakers. And that's all he needs to do in Tampa.
Yeah.
He did it with the Jets when you had Brandon Marshall and you had Decker and you had Forte. All he had to do was distribute the ball to the guys that can make the plays.
He just doesn't try to do too much.
Right. Whereas Winston, yeah.
You're fine.
That guy.
Keep going.
I already forgot his name.
Jamie Wonton or something, right?
Yeah, go steal me some crab legs.
He got crabs reaching in
bless the
between
Uber
legs.
driver. Like, I think he's done. Like, I honestly, he can't. Like, he proved last year he couldn't get the ball to the playmakers. Deshaun Jackson was he was a non-factor last year.
Which is hard to believe.
And last year they tried running it way too much for. They are not a running team.
Right.
Man.
Who's that tight end they got?
Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard.
O.J. Howard. Yeah,
Howard.
These guys, they're stud tight ends.
Yeah.
I mean, all you got to do is get the ball to the playmakers. And he couldn't do it, and that's all Fitzpatrick is doing.
Not trying to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
And he's airing it all around the field, too, not just one guy all the time.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's why I think he's having success, and that's why I think he'll continue to have
He's got the experience. I mean, really, the game, at this point in his career, the game is definitely slowed down for him. You can see that.
Yeah.
The way he plays, and just his numbers.
Longwood, you got to get his dick out of your mouth. Winston sucks. He's bad. Like he's done. They're going to get rid of him.
How am I not seeing what you're seeing? That's right. You're an administrator on this site.
I also think too that the thing about Ryan Fitzpatrick too is he's a one-dimensional quarterback. He's just going to pass the ball. And that's it. He's not. There's no threat like a Jameis Winston. Everybody thinks, oh, there's the threat of him running the ball. There's the threat of this, the threat of that. Well, he's just doing what's asked for him. The offense has been dummied down. He's got good playmakers, like you guys said. Have those guys be the playmakers. Don't try to be the playmaker yourself. Right. Quarterback. Just make the plays. Make the plays that are asked of you. Make the simple plays.
Fitzpatrick's not trying to be the superhero.
Don't be afraid to just drop it off. It just make the safe play. That's that was one of my. I hate to keep going back to this guy. You guys know I really do like him, but I thought he got a bad shot. But it was Mark Sanchez. Everybody used to grind him about the check down. Well, if that's the best fucking play, make that fucking play.
Yeah, definitely.
How many times growing up did you watch Heath Miller catch the ball 5 yards out?
Exactly. I was just about to say that, man. How many times do you see on 3rd and 10 they air it out deep? Just get the curl.
You mean
get
like
the curl or a slant route? Get the 10 yards.
All the times you bitch about Alex Smith.
See now, I right now I want Mitch Trubisky to fucking air it out. He's averaging like 4.4 yards a fucking throw. I want Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is throwing it down the fucking field. Yeah. Mitch Trubisky in our fucking caption this week on the website. wide open Trey Burton. Why wasn't he thrown to? Because he's the 4th check down. So he was checking the other 3 instead of just recognizing the field. He's following his checkdowns. He's not a gunslinger. That's obvious.
Yeah.
He's following the film, doing what he's supposed to do.
He because of John Fox last year,
right?
Kept him in the corral. They wouldn't let him throw the ball. Like
I'm this close to saying Mitch Trubisky's not going to be in the fucking league in 3 years. I'm going to give him a little more time.
The kid, he's doing some good things.
I'm going to give him a little more time.
I think he's scared. He played last year scared. He was the check down guy because that's what they want him to do. And now you got a coach that's saying we're going to air it out a little bit, but they really haven't given him a chance to air it out too much. I mean, Seattle has a decent defense. They have some pretty good corners. Mm-hmm. When he did try to air it out, the ball got hit.
His downfield accuracy is poo-poo.
Well, I think
he's now getting the real weapons that he can start doing that.
Right.
Fucking sit here and defend him.
I think
I'm going to do the Bears. How about that, Mike?
I think he's just got to build chemistry with these wide receivers and see where they need the ball and how they can play.
Fucking brought you in here. I will fucking
that one interception he should have you out. That one interception he definitely should have threw a lot further. He's got to learn if your guy's got the guy beat, you just overthrow it. You know what I mean? Like the worst.
You don't give him the chance to pick it though. Yeah, I mean,
right? Like you don't throw it under. You heave it, and then if it doesn't make it, then
but like you said, I like what you said. He's a little bit scared. He's still timid getting into it. Last year or whatever, but
last year he wasn't allowed to throw it.
Yeah, it was a start. He had to get used to it. Now he's seeing his weapons, recognizing teams and how they're reacting to.
Sophomore year, teams got film. I got to give him more time. Yes, I get it.
This is also another good reason why John Fox shouldn't have been the head coach last year. But I'm just
thanks, bro.
But Matt Nagy was the quarterback coach for Andy Reid, and then became the offensive coordinator. He's developed 2 out of the 4 quarterbacks we've talked about with Andy Reid. So I give him time. I don't jump ship on this kid.
It's
yet.
a whole.
And I know you're not, Sil. I know you're not jumping ship on him at all, and by any means. But it'll get better.
And you know what's going to help?
It's going to get better.
You know what's going to help Mitch Trubisky? More Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
Oh,
more Jordan Howard up the middle.
Oh, this is the week. This is the fucking week. We're going to see it, but we'll get into that later.
Oh, man. He could go for 200 this week.
Oh, man.
Got a good core, man.
Oh, my God. My fucking pants are coming down this Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad in Arizona. It's bad.
Oh, God.
Sam Bradford.
Fucking
mess. And people are like saying to put the rookie in this week. No, why would you want to do that to that poor kid?
Right?
You put Mr. Glass in there. Let him go.
Let him take his lumps. His lovely lady lumps.
6 sacks last week. Ooh. I'm just gonna say, like,
what? No bell?
No. No bell. No bell.
That Bears defense
Pittsburgh.
is brutal.
No bell, Pittsburgh.
That Bears defense is brutal.
What, no bell on that one either?
No.
We need some other bells over here. Nah, dude, the Bears D is...
It's looking nasty.
Really good.
And again, this is...
I love that Khalil Mack came in and made a fucking statement right off the bat.
That guy's good, huh?
And
I love that John Gruden rebuttals with, I don't know where to find a good pass rush.
I know, right? What the hell is that shit this week?
and then starting Roquan Smith was the right move.
Yeah.
Because like we seen earlier, like Kwiatkowski, like he was getting torched. Getting torched all day long. And, with Roquan Smith, he's got the range to get from sideline to sideline very fast. And, man, now you see Keem Hicks and Eddie Goldman.
Well, I was going to say, Mac opens up, Goldman and Hicks. We haven't seen much from Floyd yet. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, if that club is bringing them down.
Well,
Thank you. Great
moved
word.
to the other side, which I think is kind of like screwing them up.
But you got to break on through.
To the other side?
Right.
But he did recover a fumble.
What the fuck, man?
He did recover.
He's itching for a bell.
He's too young to remember the doors.
Nope.
He was conceived to the doors.
Nope.
I love this defense.
Yeah.
I really do.
He opens it up and makes quarterbacks force some quick plays, and that's how you
And just watch the whole pocket just collapse. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Like, him to come flying around the outside and in the middle just blowing up.
The fact smacking that ball out, love it.
Seattle let up a bunch of sacks last week. They let up a bunch
Seattle
of sacks this week, so their O-line is just gross.
Seattle fucking sucks. They fucking suck. They're fucking bad. They're
Yeah.
bad. Like, they didn't do
The
it.
line sucks. The receivers suck.
They're kind of almost they're the West, the Bills of the West.
No, I disagury.
Well, you have to make
Arizona.
the point of what I was saying.
Arizona right now.
Okay, Arizona, Seattle. All right.
Okay, here, guys,
I'll tell you
give me a
what.
second here.
You
Give me a
still
second here. Give me a second here. I just want. I know you do, but the only point I was making with that, everybody, is I'll take my throat back whenever you can give it back to me.
No, I'm putting you on mute. They still have Russell Wilson. And as long as you got Russell Wilson, you have a chance to go to the playoffs.
There's the dick sucker.
There you go.
I'm muted too. I backed up.
That's fucking bullshit. Okay,
Fucking horse ass.
You have the chance to go to the playoffs. The Bills proved that last year. All I'm saying is they didn't do anything. They only got worse in the offseason. You should go into every offseason trying to get better and putting a product on the field. I don't care if it's trying to make your fans and your organization believe in your younger players, a la the Chicago Bears, what the Chicago Bears have done. But you need to make people into believers based on what you do in the offseason. If you don't make big moves in the offseason, for instance, you make a big move in the offseason, like the Jets, you draft Sam Darnold, that's exciting. You get a couple good wide receivers. You bring in Tremaine Johnson, a very good cornerback. That's exciting. That gets your fans going. Neither Buffalo nor Seattle did that in the offseason. You didn't get better.
Seattle did. They got rid of Bennett.
There's the bell. The bell's back.
And Sherman.
I actually like Sherman. I think actually Sherman can back it up.
Nice. He's doing pretty decent in San Fran too.
Can we mute Mike now? I like Sherman. Fuck that. No, I will. What was I gonna? There was somewhere else I wanted to go. I wanted to talk about
Indy beating Washington.
Oh wow,
that was fucking awesome.
What a snore fest that will be, huh?
Dude. There was nobody there at that game. Did you see the non-crowd?
We got Will checking in saying Josh Allen will be better than Darnold.
He very well could be. He's got a bit bigger of an arm. I mean,
no,
he's not being asked to do as much. Yeah, he could be though. We don't know. That's the thing. He could. Both guys have intangibles to be better players.
I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Yeah, but it's what they're surrounded by too. How long is it going to take for Buffalo to get a team together
that's another good
Allen
point.
can pass around?
Yeah, who's he throwing the ball to?
Yeah, exactly. How long? He only has fucking 2 seconds to get rid of the ball at the moment. You know.
Hey, listen. I hope that statement. I think that statement's dog shit. But right, because I love Darnold.
I was like, if we're basing it just just this year. Yeah, no, Darnold's going to have a better year.
And I think Darnold was the more pro-ready quarterback too of the two of them. So I think it takes a little bit of time, but it's a tough situation. It's almost like a Paxton Lynch situation. I feel like Josh Allen's in the same situation that Paxton Lynch was in Denver. Paxton Lynch never had a shot. Yeah, I hate to say he did, but they're the same. They're the same makeable player. They're tall, kind of gunslinging quarterbacks with not the best accuracy, but. The shitty part is that Paxton Lynch was probably the more talented one and had the more talented players around him. So it's tough on Josh Allen. I mean, it was cool. It's good to see Josh Allen playing with a fire in Buffalo like he did this past week. I mean, he's
going 100% better than Peterman.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's good. And it's exciting to see that as a Bills fan. But you guys said the best point. You can't win by yourself.
No.
And you can't win in this league with one other player. You can't even win with a second player like Charles Clay.
McCoy is their only offense, and Allen's helping.
Yeah,
but you need more than that. That old line is just atrocious.
Peanut butter sandwich.
And the thing that's
he'd fuck that up.
You'd fuck up a peanut butter sandwich too. Fuck up a wet dream.
The thing that's killing me with the Browns is now they're starting on. Tyrod Taylor saying he sucks, blah blah blah, because they dropped.
I know
they tied one game, lost one game. All right. It's week 2. They had to play 2 tough teams.
He's making great throws deep downfield. He's keeping their fucking drives alive. I don't see this. Why bring in fucking Mayfield now? I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Right. And the kids.
I was just about to ask you, what do you guys think of that? When's Mayfield getting a start?
When Tyrod Taylor gets injured.
Yeah.
I hope so.
He's got a hold of the team, though.
If Tyrod Taylor gets injured, then fine, bring the kid in. Or if they get they're like 0-6, fine, bring them in.
Yeah.
But I like this Browns team. I mean, they played the Steelers really tough. They tied them.
If they didn't have such a janky ass kicker, they could have beat the Saints.
Right, and the Saints
for the word janky.
First time on this show, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, the Saints were a miracle throw away from being an NFC Championship game.
Yeah,
and so
that game fucking sucked. If you guys watched that, by the way, the game was awful.
The Browns Saints game.
It was so fucking bad.
It was.
But don't
we get to tear apart?
Don't throw this kid under the bus already. I mean, granted, he's on a new team with all new players, all new coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think he's doing fine.
I think he's good.
Yeah.
I think give the kid a more chance and rally.
No, you don't even have to give him a chicken. He's doing fine. That's the thing. You're making excuses for something that doesn't need an excuse made for.
But they do, because everyone's crying.
They're not fucking happy with 0-1-1. Well, guess fucking what?
They
not many fucking.
I haven't kept too much tabs on it, but I really haven't heard people crying for Mayfield.
Oh,
I don't
it's all
know.
over.
It could be. It very well could be. I really haven't heard too much about it, but I don't. Will made another comment too about the Josh Allen Darnold debate. He said both rookie quarterbacks were thrown into a complete mess. Though I agree that they both were thrown into a mess.
Well, not so much.
But the Jets.
Darnold was not.
It's more of a calculated mess. It's more of a calculated
He's got Josh McCown there to kind of coach him and teach him.
And he won that job outright, too. He won that job outright.
I think he's in a much better situation with the Jets than Allen is with the Bills.
I would agree.
That
being said, Will, we're not in love with either situation. But
I like the coach for the Jets. They surprised me last year. I thought they were going to be the worst team in the league last year, to tell you the truth. And they surprised me playing really tough. They play tough. Mm-hmm. They might not have all the talent to win right now, but they play tough.
Yeah,
and that's what you want out of your team. So that you add some talent to it, now you're going to have a really.
Well, you should be better in theory,
right?
Yeah,
but I mean, they haven't
numbers might add up.
Well, right. I mean, if you got guys, you can have all the talent and not play tough,
right?
Right. Oh yeah. You could.
Browns. I mean, Terrell Pryor. I mean, they had some guys over there that could play. Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon, a new Patriot.
I know.
My God.
Did you guys think he was
going to let that kid go?
Did you guys think he was going to go anywhere else?
Meeting and they say he was, quote, not himself. Like, what the fuck's that mean? Give him a chance.
Well, no, the photo
yeah,
shoot.
That's why he's not himself.
It was the photo shoot that was the last straw. He hurt himself doing a photo shoot.
What?
Yeah, he got hurt doing. That's why he didn't play last week.
How did he hurt?
The hamstring injury came up negative.
Oh God! What?
Until he was like, "What?
What did you say?" It's. I don't know. I just. How did you guys not think he was going to go to New England? Like Josh Gordon was going to New England. Like, did anyone think?
Well,
he was going to
I'm so glad it was New England instead of the Packers or
the Cowboys.
Yeah, or anybody in the NFC.
Somebody you got to play.
Well, no, we still have to play the Patriots, so we're going to see Josh Gordon. We're going to see him.
But You know what?
How long till
he's going to get fucking ruined when they play the Bears, but it is what it is.
The only thing I'm going to say with Josh Gordon is, now that you're going to the Patriots, you should call EJA Moving Company and
That's
all the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, broken everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocating services, office moves, and complete packing, unpacking services. They work with everyone to make it simple for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving at 315-335-0516. That's 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. EJAmoving.com. Yeah, have them move you over to New England.
Yeah, have him move on over. I think he's going to be fucking good.
He's definitely their fastest weapon now.
And let's not forget that only 2 more games for New England without their best weapon, and that's Julian Edelman.
That's true.
All right, so those two are going to be on the field together with Gronk. Is anybody out like hello?
Yep.
Hello.
Everybody's going back to the Randy Moss time, and it's come playoff time. That's when you're going to want, Josh Gordon. Right now, okay, they can make do with what they got. Let him get healed up. Let him get acclimated to the team.
He's got to make sure he's committed too. You can't be doing that shit in New England. They will cut you.
Well, now you're in New England.
Yeah.
I mean, you're with the Browns. Fuck it, smoke weed. Who cares?
Get high as hell, man. You got to get through that practice.
You have to, Jesus. But when you're with the Patriots and you got a chance to win a Super Bowl and you got a chance to really cement yourself as one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
I think you shape up
or ship out. Edelman's back this week, right?
No, it's 4 games for steroids.
Really?
Yeah,
I could have.
I don't think.
Hang on. I swear I read this week.
I don't think they worked for him too well.
No, still pretty damn.
He's one of those guys that he probably didn't read the back of some cold medicine, and the NFL decided to get a real hard on for him.
I remember when Jim Miller, Bears were going to the playoffs, and they suspended Jim Miller for over-the-counter.
I was so
stuff.
mad.
Like, if you ever seen Jim
Miller retired before I was born.
He had a gut on him. He was so out of shape.
Right?
And you're like, this guy's getting suspended for steroids? Like, really? And it was just some shit over the counter that he didn't see was in the ingredients.
Well, it even happens to some guys that they don't. If you take for instance, if you take Adderall or something like that, right? Or something for ADHD or anything like that.
What were you saying?
Well played. If you don't submit that in the proper way, some guys don't even think about it. They're just to any sports, Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, anything like that, the NHL. If you don't submit that in the right, proper way, the paperwork and stuff like that, some guys, it's just been habit for them for the last 20 years to wake up in the morning, pop their their Vyvanse.
Oh, it definitely becomes ritual.
Adderall. Yeah, and just go out and play. If you don't submit that in the right way, you lose a quarter of your season in any sport. It's insane, and it needs to be revisited. But I understand that you have to suspend those guys because you've said it and you've done it to other guys. So, but we need to change this policy. As you can change any rule, you can change any rule in this country, regardless of what it is, if you really want to, and enough people want to do it. So, it's something the NFL needs to look into, and it's something that all major sports need to look into because there's a lot of guys. It goes right back to as we had the debate last year. We don't have to get too deep into that because it is almost pick time. But it's the marijuana debate too.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. So,
and you know what? Guess where he's going?
New England,
Massachusetts.
Yeah,
which is now a legal state.
Now he's way more accessible to it. So
now the league really has to review that and say, there's a bunch of legal states coming up that more and more. I mean, who knows? New York, within the next year or two, might actually be one of them. You're going to have to change that policy.
Yeah.
You're going to have to,
or at least allow time frames with off seasons, things like that are acceptable. A lot of these guys are getting suspended before the freaking season or preseason even starts.
You guys watch Ballers?
Yeah. No, not really.
Great show. You should watch it.
Is that the one with The Rock?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Great show. But they hit on where some of the guys are taking CBD oils and using weed as for for injuries and shit like that. And it brings up a great question because it's like a lot of these guys use weed, for
medicinal purposes. Yeah,
exactly.
And a lot of them don't want to pop a pill that their fucking team doc would give.
Like they did with Aaron Rodgers at
halftime,
dope him up.
Oh my god! Did you see his freaking pupils, man?
He was flying high.
Did you guys see that interview live? By the way, did you watch? Were you watching that?
No, I shut that shit off.
I figured you would have. You didn't see Aaron Rodgers' interview, did you?
No,
I did.
Nope.
Oh my God!
No.
I saw it live.
I seen it
I'm like, there's something very wrong.
He's all giggly. He's like,
there's something very wrong. He couldn't look like. Usually, Aaron Rodgers gives every interview.
He's very stoic.
Yes.
looking down at like whoever he's talking to, and he'll look up occasionally. He was looking over this way for the entire interview. He was like giving the interview like this, like off to the side. Like I'm like, Aaron, like what is going on, man? Like did they like?
So he was on something.
I love when they go.
So it's what you're saying.
What's up with your leg? Or why'd you go out for the injury? And he just looks down and goes, my knee.
My tooth is fine.
He's like, I don't even know.
Everything's okay. Where's Danica?
I don't know, but
he was
try the shit in the back.
It's okay to like get him high as fuck,
right?
And like that's fine on
on prescriptions,
right? But don't let him smoke weed. Not
a natural herb. Yeah,
which is now being legalized.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that's something the NFL's really got to start looking at. But
I think there's a lot of new regulations that'll be revisited here soon.
Soon, one day.
One day.
So we're gonna at 7:00. You want to get into the games?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, we got with the Browns as a 3-point favorite. They're the home team against Caleb's New York Jets.
New York Jets, 3-point favorites. I'm going Jets, guys. I mean, I don't. Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Wow. I did not see that coming. I figured you were a realist instead of a homer.
I'm going with the New York Jets. With the exception of one bad quarter this year, the Jets have really played unbelievable. They played 7 solid quarters.
I can't argue with you. I mean, but the Cleveland Browns defense is pretty fucking phenomenal.
It is good.
It's a home game.
Cleveland's a good team. The Cleveland's a good team. It's a wacky Thursday night game. These fucking Thursday night games have been nothing short of wild for the last 2 years.
And thank fucking goodness, because it makes it a great Friday. I can't complain with the Thursday night game. It's the Monday night games that fucking suck ass.
John. Sweet hat.
Thanks, Gay Robot.
Yeah.
I don't. So I'm going Cleveland.
Yeah, I respect it, and I see Cleveland's body of work and what they've done so far this year and how they've played teams tough. But
what about Chicken's body of work?
Hey now,
Planet Fitness hasn't worked so hard.
It's weird. I never see you there.
I know. I go to the other one.
Go to the other one. That's it. That was awesome.
What do you go to Curve?
Yeah, we go to the other one.
Whatever one you go to, I'm at the other one.
Yeah. You go to the one in North Utica. I go to the one in New Hartford. When I know you're going to the one in New Hartford, I'm in North Utica. So, yeah.
When I think you're at both, I might be in Rome. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. When you might hit two gym sessions in a day, chicken. I go to the other one. Hey. But no, Jarvis Landry is going to play tonight for Cleveland too. I saw that. There's someone at the door knocking.
Why are they knocking?
Let me go see. Caleb, can you go see who it is?
I don't know. They could have a gun.
Zach, who you picking on this game? Oh, it might be Johnny.
I don't know, man. It's tough.
What, the door was locked?
Yeah, I locked it.
Oh.
He's right. The Jets they got some good momentum, but so do the Browns. I mean, it's been a long time since the Browns have even tied with anyone, so I would like to see them get their first win in a long time.
Yeah, I think we're seeing it.
Oh, we're getting bombarded here. We got
just in time for picks.
Some Pittsburgh guys and a Tampa Bay guy. And
Zach, nice to meet you.
Come on, guys, have some seats.
Nice to meet you.
I don't bite.
Nice to meet you, buddy. Zach.
Evening, sir.
So, I'm sorry. Who are you going on that, Zach?
Cleveland, man.
Cleveland.
I think it's they haven't tied anybody in a while, let alone gotten a win. So I think it's about time. They got the weapons. They've got the potential.
Cleveland.
I would love to see it.
Cleveland.
Yeah, we got. I got to get that in here. I got to get that in. I should have that should have been for Caleb tonight.
Man, this is a tough one.
What should have been for me, Sil?
The Cleveland Rock song.
Cleveland and.
My boy Sam comes out and he has a hell of a game. He only throws 2 interceptions tonight, okay, and he throws for 3 touchdowns. Jets win. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's going to be a close game. I mean, really, all the games this year have been 8 points or less. A lot of them have been. So
I'm gonna go Cleveland.
Okay.
I'm going Cleveland, and not by a lot, man. I'm torn on this game.
You know what? We never let everybody know how we did last week. Me, Chicken, and Caleb all tied at 8-8. So me and Caleb still lead Chicken by 4 games.
I'd let you guys have a head start. Yeah, we Johnny, you want to introduce everybody?
What? There's no mic over there. Oh no.
Oh yeah, just use his mic.
Sure. Like the guy from Nickelback.
At least that's a guy how Nickelback should sound with no mic.
So this is my good friend Mark Marashin, Johnny's younger brother.
Are you on there?
Yeah, I'm on. I'm Johnny.
And we got Jimmy Kiefer here from Pittsburgh in as well with my brother Mark.
What's going on?
Hey,
guys?
Jimmy.
Not much.
Are you a Pittsburgh fan?
Shamefully, yes.
Hey.
All right.
So we got 3 Pittsburgh fans in here. 2 Chicago Bears. 1.
Oh, no. Mark's a Raiders fan.
Oh, you're a
Oakland Raiders.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I know. It's going to be a long season.
Moment of silence.
Growing pains.
And then a Jets fan.
Oh, thanks for Khalil Mack, by the way. Just wanted to.
I'm just taking a quick look here. Who's
Hell of a
everybody's
player.
picks for tonight?
We just started.
doing them. We're on week 1.
We're game 1. We're on a Thursday night game.
Game one,
I'm
not
going to
week
jump in. Probably one of the few times I'm going with Caleb this year because I know he's taking the Jets. I'm with the Jets tonight.
Ooh.
That's right. I think Darnold is the best of the rookie bunch.
I can't argue with that.
I can't argue with that either.
He's going to have a breakout game. I mean, Cleveland's got the offense. Defense is
I think their defense is better than. I think they're the carbon copy of the Bears this year. I think their defense is going to carry their
8
team.
takeaways leads the NFL.
Don't take this as a joke, but I think Cleveland wins by a field goal tonight.
They're favored by a field goal. They're right on the money.
I think the kicking game gets on track. They're two missed kicks away from being 2-0. As scary as that is.
Right. Imagine if this fucking chump from the practice
How does that guy
squad
still
in
have
Miami.
a lease?
Imagine if this chump from the practice squad in Miami beats the Jets tonight with a last second field goal.
That'd be
so fucking pissed.
Well, who was the kid last year?
Toasty.
Rookie came in for I think it was the Giants. First time ever playing a game, he won the game winner.
Oh, you're thinking of Jake Elliott for the Eagles.
Was it the Eagles?
Yeah.
He's pretty fucking good too. But yeah, no, I don't know. The Jets have been playing well. Like I said, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 bad quarters. I think that
I could go either way with like that, like John at the gay bar.
Yeah.
But
wow. So how many Jets did we have? Who's with me? So Johnny's with me. All right.
So we only got 2 Jets.
2 Jets.
You're going Browns.
I'm going with Cleveland. The atmosphere tonight's going to be crazy there.
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Going Cleveland. Those Bud Light machines are fucking popping open tonight,
You think the Bud
everybody.
Lights pop tonight?
They are fucking popping open.
Did you see that there's a Cleveland bar in New York City that they wouldn't send them the
No kidding?
the cooler, so they made their own. They put like champagne in it. They were like, it's like a big fuck you to
No
Bud
shit.
Light.
What exactly are the details on that? Is it like one for everybody?
It's just there's
Don't
200
tell us.
there's 200 bottles in the cooler, and it's just the fucking lock opens. It's on a timer, a signal lock. So somebody just walks up, unlocks it, and fucking here you go.
That's awesome.
That's pretty.
That's it. They're free.
Like,
All over the city.
that's intense. Yeah,
That's great.
That's cool. That's a cool promo.
It's kind of sad that they had to do that.
This could get interesting.
Could you imagine how excited people were last week? Zane Gonzalez, come on, damn it!
Save us,
one
Dan.
time.
You know there was a line at the damn machine, watching their fucking phone, going, "Damn it!"
All right, so let's get on to the second game here.
And is it bad to point this out still that even if the Browns lose or tie tonight, it's still going to be their best start in 14 years?
That's true.
Right.
All right, so we got Philadelphia Eagles versus the Indianapolis Colts.
I think we're all going Philly. Carson Wentz is starting this week.
Yeah, Wentz is back. Yep.
Yeah, I have no faith in Indy. I mean, I know they're doing better. They got Andrew Luck.
Yeah, look really good last
Look
week.
back at it at least.
I'm still not a believer, and I feel like Philly coming off that loss to Tampa, I think they're gonna have they're gonna come out.
Oh yeah,
Philly. It's quietly happened, and not a lot of people have really realized it. But Philly's kind of in trouble at wide receiver. They're playing a lot of guys that are very inexperienced practice squad players. They're
And
really
running
hurt.
back.
They're really waiting for Alshon to come back, and I think it really hurt them last week. And I also think that in turn, a player that went over to Chicago has really hurt them too this year, and that's Trey Burton. Trey Burton not being there has not been beneficial to Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz contributed in the lineup. Trey Burton also when he was
you just made it move a little bit by saying that, so thank you.
Trey Burton.
He's at about a 2-quarter stack.
Trey Burton also used to line up in the slot too, so I think it's hurt. I think that's hurt the Eagles, but I think this is easy. I think 6.5 is just right.
Yeah.
Anybody got anybody over to Eagles? Anybody going with Indy?
You guys taking Colts at all?
Eagles round the.
I think Eagles round the board, man.
So now next we got Carolina Panthers and the Cincinnati Bengals.
This is going to be tough. Cincy is really fucking
Where the
playing
fuck did
good.
Andy Dalton come from? Are you kidding me?
You mean Flame On?
Flame?
Marvin Lewis leading the pack.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, man. Since he came out of left field for me, I thought they were going to be bottom 5 this year.
Yeah, I am surprised. So
But honestly, in my heart, I like McCaffrey. I like Newton. I like how they work together. I like Funches. I got bunches of Funches, you know.
Let me ask you guys this. Did you guys see that fucking hit on Cam Newton last week that we talked about earlier?
No Joe Mixon this week.
Did you see that
That's
hit?
true. They got,
oh, my God. He got absolutely baptized.
Bernard is questionable, too.
I think Cam Newton's still in Atlanta. I don't know. Like, I think his soul
separated
is still
from
in
his body.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of the most insane hits I've ever seen. But
Who's his backup?
Oh, jeez, God.
Well, that guy,
Matt Moore. Was it Matt Moore? Maybe.
Was it in Miami?
I don't know. So honestly, who cares? He's not good.
Well, you might. If he gets hit like that again, you might see him.
Yeah, you might be right.
I'm gonna go Cincy on this one.
You're going Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm going Carolina, man.
Carolina at home.
I'll go Carolina at home.
Carolina at home with 3. What do you guys like?
I think it's going to be tough for Cincinnati to go down into Carolina and win.
Yeah.
It's the Joe Mixon thing that gets me. That's really I want to pick Cincinnati.
You really like Joe Mixon that much?
He's their running game right now.
Correct.
You know, that's why you picked him last week. Why I didn't? I picked Baltimore last week. You know,
yeah, I'm off the Joe Mixon train. So
well, he's out this week. So, but
he's about as good as any back.
Carolina's defense is really good. Their offense is kind of stuttering. McCaffrey's a non-factor. This is really tough.
This is not a game that Cincinnati has to lose. I mean, they're sharp and they're a team that can go in there and win easily.
Yeah,
but you know, they're like, come the end of the year, they're a team that kind of usually folds up.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Are they proving us all fucking wrong?
But I think this is a prove-it game for Cincy. I think this is a game that they're going to get up big on because they're going to all eyes are on them to beat Carolina. If they beat Carolina, then they're considered a threat. Right now, you know, like everyone's right now, they're a hoax, you know, whatever. So they got to come out and play a team like Carolina tough. And I think they're going to show up. And I think Carolina, I don't have a lot of faith in Carolina right now. I mean, they got some weapons, but
it's putting them together that matters. Yeah,
right.
For sure.
So you never see me go Cincy. I'm not a believer in.
You're a big Marvin Lewis guy, though.
That's because they're in my division.
I like Marvin Lewis, but I think he's better as a coordinator.
The fucking chump.
I'm surprised he still has a job.
What are you doing, Caleb? What'd you say?
Carolina.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going Carolina.
What about you guys, Johnny?
I can spot a game against you, chicken.
Is this even? Oh yeah, it's on.
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah, I'm going with Carolina as well.
Going Carolina?
I'm actually using a little bit of different logic. I put both the teams right up there together. Carolina's actually got something to play for. They have all the communities down there that were just battered by the hurricane. They're going to come out looking to dedicate a game. They're going to come out looking to, you know, show the fans they're there for
them. There you go.
That's actually a decent morality into it, man.
Yeah, wow.
Morality? What the shit is that?
You just bring real world into football?
Yeah,
That's a good point. He's got a great point.
Every once in a while, I use some off-ball logic, but yeah, that's it for this one.
Honestly, no. I think that is a good point. There is something to be proven there.
I'm sorry. What's your name again?
Carolina.
Carolina. Jim. So you're going Carolina?
Yes.
So, okay. I might be able to catch up this time.
We got
go Johnny Flame.
Tennessee at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's favored by 6.5 currently.
Tennessee coming off a big win last week.
Yeah.
Big win. Vrabel gets his first.
You're the only 10 I see.
No, thank you. Vrabel gets his first win with who knew Blaine Gabbert under center.
Who?
Yeah, I guess Mariota couldn't even feel his hand before the game.
Right, yeah. So
they went right to Gabbert.
They played a sad Houston team, which I'm really surprised at. You know, mediocre defense, mediocre offense. So that was a good win for Tennessee. Yeah, Blaine Gabbert, you're not going to do that much more often. So it's easy to pick.
Who's Blaine Gabbert's backup?
Uh-huh.
Because you're going to see him.
He's getting killed.
He's going to beat the piss out of him.
Talking Blaine Gabbert, the guy that tried to pass twice on the same play.
Talking to Mike.
Yeah, which was an incredible play, Johnny. No, it was. That was the play to make. He kept that. He won them that game by making that play because he got a 5-yard penalty, which I think was the wrong call by the refs. I think the refs blew that one hard because he threw the ball twice in one play. You fucking can't do that. And they still only got a 5-yard penalty, and then they hit the field goal.
No,
what the fuck?
I only bring 4. Just to, you know,
that was insane.
You make the copies at work.
They just popped in. It's cool.
Multi-billion-dollar company.
You make it at work. They don't cost you anything.
I know, but I only planned on 4, and then I get a text from Johnny. Oh, by the way, we're stopping by. I'm like, okay, no, that's cool.
I'm unprepared.
Yeah, very.
Is anybody going with anybody besides Jacksonville in this game?
I'll step out and take the Titans plus the points. I don't think they could win the game outright. But listen, the Jaguars had their get back retribution game last week. You can see a letdown spot where maybe they don't come out. Maybe
they play down to their opponent this week.
Maybe they get behind a score or two and have to come back to win it. So that's what I'm feeling here.
And don't sleep on Tennessee's D.
I want something like
I fell asleep on chicken stew.
You better start sharing now.
Right? Like
you see it all the time, though. You do.
Yeah.
And after minimal research, the depth chart for the Titans shows practice squad Logan Woodside as Blaine Gabbert's backup.
Logan. Oh yeah, Logan
Woodside. Yep.
Oh yeah. We go way back.
Like any of us have ever heard of him.
The whole damn family.
What?
Jacksonville had this game circled. You can't say that they didn't. So
you gotta boost those
last
up.
week, you could see a little bit of a letdown maybe this week.
I'm thinking
I believe it.
Jacksonville's going to destroy him. I'm sorry, like Jacksonville's been on fire.
Yeah, man.
And they're looking.
And they're getting Fournette back this week.
Is
Right?
Fournette going to play this week?
I think so. Yeah.
And I'm finally gonna become a Blake Bortles believer.
Good
I
teams
don't say great emphasis.
destroy teams they should. So
Blake Bortles has been playing, man.
Mariota's he's supposed to return for this week, but we'll see.
Why would you bring Mariota in this game when you know he's going to get destroyed by that defense?
That could be eyewash. That could be gamesmanship too, of just saying he's going to play or there's a chance he can play, so they prepare for both quarterbacks.
Right.
That's kind of the tic-tac-toe game that they like to play.
I think it's kind of weird that they're only really utilizing Deion Lewis over there.
Yeah,
You got-
Derrick Henry really hasn't done much this year,
Yeah.
which is weird.
Former Heisman winner. You'd think he'd be pumping the ball.
You'll
into
probably
his
see that a
hands.
little bit more.
That's what happened last year. Same thing with
especially in this game with
DeMarco Murray.
Jacksonville. You want to see him. That's when you want to use a big back is against an aggressive defense.
Yeah.
Wear him down a little bit.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Jacksonville looks way too tough right now.
Yeah, they're good, man.
So everybody Jacksonville, but Mark, he's got Tennessee with the points.
I'll take the points, but credit to Doug Marrone. He just wins wherever he goes.
Doug Marrone, the pride of SUNY Cortland. Pride of SUNY Cortland.
Top 5 coach in the NFL, whether you want to admit it or not.
8-8 with Buffalo. That's saying something. And Syracuse.
We'll give Syracuse football a little love at the end of the show.
Oh, fucking!
Right where it's deserved.
I'm
Okay?
hoping
that we want to go back to that.
All right.
I'm hoping to go this weekend. So we got Atlanta taking on New Orleans.
Here's my game that I bitched about last week of how the fuck did the league scheduling committee put Detroit? Well, I guess Patricia playing New England for the first time, but Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh is the Monday night game this week, and this game is going to be played this week. They could score 100 points in this game.
Yeah.
New Orleans and Atlanta. Like, that's going to be an exciting game. But no, we're going to watch Tampa Bay. And they didn't know Tampa Bay was going to good at the beginning of the year, okay?
Right.
Or the Ryan Fitzpatrick would play off of
They
his
assumed
score.
the Steelers were going to slaughter.
Yeah. So how is this the Monday, not the Monday night game, or how is it? It just doesn't make sense.
This should be an offensive juggernaut game, but with the way New Orleans' defense has been playing.
Well, it was really bad, and then it was really good.
Well, I'm sorry. I apologize. The way New Orleans' offense has been playing,
really good, and then really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a tough game for me.
No, how? Atlanta's at home. They're playing really fucking tough.
That's true.
Because I think New Orleans.
I mean, even when they lost against Philly, they played great.
Yeah, but New Orleans puts up points, man, and Cumberland's good, and there's just too many weapons there.
I just don't think you can look at last week as an indicator of how they're going to do this week. I don't know. I'm with New Orleans too, man.
New Orleans.
I'm Falcons.
In Atlanta. I'm going New Orleans on the road in Atlanta. I don't know.
Falcons.
2
I'm going Falcons.
3 Falcons, 2 Saints.
Falcons.
I picked the Saints to go to the Super Bowl, but man, they haven't really shown me much. But I'm going to go Falcons in this game because they're home.
Yeah, same here. I'm taking the Falcons at home, and again, like you said, they could put 100 points up this game. It could very well come down to whoever has the ball last in this game.
Yeah, it could.
So I'm gonna go with the home crowd.
Whoever can
make a fucking.
Did anybody watch the Cleveland New Orleans game last week?
I know, right?
It was horrible.
Are we talking 100 points? Who's saying that?
Yeah, I did say that. But
the New Orleans.
And you must have been sharing, Mark.
And Greg Williams is saying gamemanship, more like gamemanship.
I mean, I think Cleveland is a better team, but that game shouldn't have been close.
No.
This is not the same New Orleans we saw last year.
Cleveland's
defense is good.
Going back to the argument you just said, Cleveland's defense is stout.
Talking Mike. We can't hear you.
And going back to that, you just said Cleveland's defense was stout, so that would make sense that New Orleans wouldn't put the points up against them.
Tit for that, you know.
I don't think Atlanta's defense. This is going to be a shootout.
James Conner
had
had like 130 yards on the Cleveland defense the first opening day.
True.
I mean, come on.
James Conner. I love that guy. He's on my fantasy team. Love it.
Falcons are going to roll here, guys.
Did everybody make their choice?
Yeah, I think.
Yep.
Rugged.
The Denver Broncos at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens favored by 5.5.
The Broncos played a game this year. You don't hear anything about them.
You don't.
They actually not doing too bad.
They're maintaining, man. They got Lindsey, right? I like him.
They got Lindsey, yeah.
Casey Keenum.
Case Keenum.
Yeah.
Lindsey had a couple good runs last week. I can't argue with that.
Like top 5 right now.
I don't know who I want to pick in this game. Like I hate both of these teams, so I'm going to go with Baltimore, I guess.
Baltimore, since they won the Super Bowl, is like 41-41. That's a fucking shit record.
Wow, that's a silver.
That's a silver
Joe
you watch Sports Center this morning.
Average.
Denver's also currently 2-0 with wins over the Seahawks and the Raiders.
Oh,
boom!
There it is. Yeah.
And Baltimore just beat Buffalo. So back at you.
Wow. Yeah, I don't.
Syracuse might be able to beat Buffalo.
Right?
This is where I get
Syracuse's girls basketball team could probably beat Buffalo.
I could put a team together.
Denver
to beat
tried everything
Buffalo.
they could to do to lose last week and still won the game against the Raiders, sad as that is. They're basically behind, playing from behind the whole game.
Right.
I don't see them going on the road and coming out with the victory.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm going Baltimore.
This is where I catch up on
I'll
Caleb.
second that.
I'm going with Denver.
Really?
I'm going with Denver
All right.
too, man.
I'm going with Denver.
Oh, wow.
You're going Denver as well?
Denver, yeah.
Wow, too much Denver. Casey Keenum sucks. Come on.
I'm going with Denver as well.
Denver as well?
All right, Caleb. Me and you, bro.
Okay.
All right.
They'll
looks like I'm
all
catching
fucking
up some
suck it
games here.
later.
Yeah.
I'm catching up here, baby.
It's tough to go the West Coast, East Coast thing, play early
agree.
games.
Well, Denver's got a good D. I don't argue that fact.
You like their D?
Oh,
You like it?
big and orange.
I think that's a
Pretty
beyond
walloping.
underrated. I think Mark makes a beyond underrated point that a lot of people don't realize is that travel is just not. It's not an easy thing to do. And then if you're going to like play a really shitty team, like if you're going to Arizona and playing, like okay, if you're Chicago going to Arizona, okay, whatever. Like we're gonna out of the play and we're gonna do it. Whatever, it'll be fine. We'll win 34-0 like the Rams did last week. But when you're this is a good matchup right here. This is not an easy thing to go and do and fly across country.
Well, that being said, the Giants are going to Houston.
The Giants are going to go to Houston. And I hate 6 points. I think that's horrible. I don't think that the Giants should be getting 6 points at all here. I think the Giants looked pretty good last week, too, actually. I thought they were pretty improved. But I'm going to be going with the Giants. And I do not believe in Deshaun Watson.
I don't believe in the fucking Giants' whole line. Oh my God, dude!
Just lost
Yeah,
their
you got to
center.
justify
All right.
that. Where are you getting
Dude,
that from?
just so you know, we get tryouts next week.
Okay.
I fucking Christ, that fucking old line is as porous as a fucking white
You could have
picket
the best
fence.
running back. It doesn't matter if you can't let him get past the line of scrimmage.
You drunk motherfucker!
All I gotta say is,
I'll remember
The
this.
Giants have phenomenal fourth quarter numbers.
I'll remember this. All right, I'll remember this.
but the Giants
Play the Bears.
The Giants have to play against J.J. Watt, Clowney, Merciless. Like,
Can you
While getting
imagine
ran on
that's
by
gonna be a train wreck?
Miller.
right, their Giants are going to get crushed. This
It's an East Coast to West Coast trip. You know,
When Deshaun Watson throws 4 picks this game, then
Or he throws 5 touchdowns. You never know with that fucker.
Yeah, good point. But
going Houston.
I'm going with what I've seen this year from Deshaun Watson. I'm going with the Giants.
Really,
DeAndre
6
Hopkins
point
on that-
favorites, and
DeAndre
you're
Hopkins
just
on that
ignoring it.
Correct.
well, we're not going by the points anyway.
No, I know, but just the fact that Vegas said these guys are going to win by 6, you're just ignoring other
Go
experts
ahead and get a game.
and this
there, big
guy.
boy. Go ahead and get a game on me, then,
This
big boy.
I'd rather Giants
Get the game back. Get the game back. You're going to lose tonight.
But like you just said, they got to fly. They got to fly to the West Coast. Like we just said that how hard
Houston's
it is.
not exactly the West Coast, but
one hour time difference.
it's 1 hour.
Southwest-ish.
difference.
Caleb, did you take the Giants?
Fuck off.
You took the Giants?
Correct.
Giants have big problems. I don't see them winning in this spot.
Holes. Especially on their defense, man. DeAndre Hopkins against him. I don't care how Deshaun Watson's doing. He could throw fucking gumballs at him. He's going to catch him in the end zone.
Unless
Oh,
Barkley
man.
gets going, and if
I'm
they
gonna
can get
cut this.
Barkley
I'm
going,
gonna
that's
cut
the
this
only
segment of the
saving
show.
grace.
And he gets
No,
going,
not the
but only on
Brockery.
runs.
I'm going to cut this segment of the show next week and play it. That's all the show is going to be next week, everybody.
On loop.
It's all. It's going to be this on loop. Just going to be this on
Listen,
loop.
I like Barkley and all, but man, it's hard for him to get going unless he gets a fucking miraculous break like he did week 1.
Well, the Giants.
We couldn't do diddly poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. We sucked. The second half, we sucked.
They played the Cowboys and got their asses kicked.
Yeah, and the Cowboys suck.
Yes, they made the Cowboys look good. I want the Giants to do better. I think they got a great nucleus. They got to get that O-line fixed, and
you need to get fixed.
Some idea of what the fuck they're doing.
I was just gonna say I secretly pull for the Giants, but that'd be sound way too weird.
The Giants win this.
Well, you
weekend.
publicly pull for the Giants.
Oh, damn it!
If your ass is a Chinese restaurant, I'll have the poo-poo platter.
Oh man!
Anybody going for the Texans? Or
Yeah,
I'm going with the Giants.
Texans.
I'm taking the Texans, and just because he said he's pushing his shit here, saying he's going to cut this and play it this week.
You'd like to
As
push
the
my
whole
shit,
show.
Johnny. I'd like to push my shit.
Since we're already in week 3, how about we bet a beer on this?
Okay.
Another bet.
All right. I got the Giants, man. The Giants win. So Oakland.
No, we playing with the spread or just going straight up?
Straight up.
All right, I got the
need
Texans.
points. I don't need points. The Giants are going to win.
Easy beer.
So I'm going Texans.
All right. So Oakland is going to go to Miami. Wow, in a game of who gives a fuck?
Same exact thing.
The least exciting of all of them.
Sorry, Mark.
Oh man,
Dolphins are 2-0, I believe, though.
They are.
Yeah. How did that happen?
Because nobody's been watching.
The Lightning.
They just
they pulled the wool over our eyes.
The Lightning blessed them. The game 1, they played a 7-hour game, and then they played the Jets, who had a horrible first half. And yeah, they're 2-0. What the fuck?
I don't think they're going 3-0 though.
Oh man.
Well, Oakland's a tough team.
Hopefully, John Gruden found a pass rusher this week.
Well, I wonder where you can find one of those.
Maybe in one of those picks.
I think we're all waiting for somebody else to make that pick.
I'm going to step out and I'm going to go Oakland. I'm going to go Oakland on this. I think Gruden
gets his first.
I think he gets his first win on this. I don't know. I think they got more talent on that team than the Dolphins do.
I agree. I'm going to go Oakland too. Even though I don't really know.
I'm going another home team. I'm thinking, Tannehill's found his groove. I really, Miami's surprising people. I'm going with Fitzmagic on defense. So,
trademark.
He trademarked that shit. I'm going Miami.
Was he the Gene Simmons of the NFL?
Right, he is.
And that's all right. Fitzpatrick has never referred to himself as Fitzmagic. That's all the media.
Yeah.
That's never been.
He saw Ryan Fitzpatrick coming up and using it, and then he wants the
party foul.
Party foul.
Oh, slam it.
Oh, and it's on his pants.
Silver, lick it off.
He just pissed himself.
Jimmy, give him a hand.
I saw him reach.
And look who's going skiing.
Go on, help him pull for it.
Here's a towel.
Now will someone blow it on my face?
I'm with the rest of you guys. I'm Oakland as well going into Miami. I think Gruden's going to get it done. I think Oakland's got a hell of a lot more talent than Miami does, and
a better coach.
It's just putting it together. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like Oakland's defense. They historically do not travel to Miami and win. I can't remember the last time they've won down there. Their running game is not that good. Their passing game is not that good. And they blew a big lead in the fourth quarter. So I'm
changing my name to Big Lead.
I'm not a believer.
You got a great halftime after half coming. Changing my name to Big Lead.
This is another team too, Oakland. That's just like so much excitement. Excitement has been around that team over the last 2 or 3 years, and it's just they've disappointed.
Yeah,
the build-up's been there, and The players have come in. The Marshawn hype. And how many times am I the only one? And I kind of like him. I don't hate him. But how many times are we going to have to hear that fucking Derek Carr is going to be good? Or Derek Carr is going to be the next best quarterback in the NFL?
Right. Yeah. I'm afraid that he may have plateaued.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree with that statement. But that's all.
Did he plateau
here.
though, or plateau with the Raiders?
Listen, the Raiders have put good receivers around them.
Correct. Very good.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know.
And options.
Their offensive line isn't that bad.
Isn't that bad? Right? Yeah. So you can't blame it there.
Del Rio, and I'm still surprised that Del Rio's not coaching somewhere.
I know, right?
I'm really surprised by that.
Cooper is like number one.
Yeah, it's Amari Cooper and Jordy Nelson.
Amari Cooper. Jordy Nelson hasn't done anything. He's got like 60 yards.
Had Michael Crabtree last year,
the whole
year before.
season.
I mean,
Yeah. They've given him the options. They've given him Marshawn Lynch. You know, another good player.
And they got Cook as a tight end, which is he's pretty fucking reliable too.
I forgot about.
He made a big catch last week.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I don't know. I just you keep hearing about Derek Carr and he's going to be good. This is going to be his year. And they brought Gruden in the quarterback guru. You know, the guy who knows what he's doing with quarterbacks. And it's just it hasn't translated. And I feel bad because I want to really like.
It's
Derek
only
Carr.
2 games in.
I think John.
But
Gruden
I'm
is also
talking even going back to last year.
Yeah, but we heard the same thing about Adam Gase. Adam Gase is the quarterback guru. He's the offensive coordinator, like genius.
Well, I mean, he didn't have his chance with his quarterback, though.
What's that?
With his quarterback, he's done pretty well. He's won 2 games.
With Cutler? I mean, he did give Cutler his best
Jesus
season
Christ,
ever.
Jay Cutler is like. I mean, you could the 7 of us could have tried out for the fucking team and maybe beaten out Cutler.
We're still talking about the same coach.
Cutler looks like a guy who's in every flu commercial.
Ow, man, that's awesome. I've never heard that before.
So sad, like all just broken all the time,
dude.
But we Adam Gase is going to change everybody around.
Yep, he's right. Yeah,
we hear he's going to change everybody around. Like he's the quarterback guru. He's he's going to lead this team. He's going to have a productive offense, and he hasn't done dick shit in the offense down there in Miami. Their offense has sucked down there in Miami with him at the helm. Mm-hmm. So I think he's gone after this year. To be honest with you.
Well, 2-0 though.
What's that?
They're 2-0.
Yeah, they were what? They won a bunch of games last year too, and like kind of shit the bed later in the season too. They were phenomenal in some games, and then shit the bed
when they played the better teams. They shit the bed.
Right.
Yeah,
they put up a 10-6 season. He's not gone.
Yeah,
and that's easy to do in their division from the looks of it.
In that division, well,
Josh
two losses to New England right off the bat.
It's not guaranteed. The Jets split.
Yeah, not in Miami. Not in Miami now.
I mean, I know they beat them last year, but that's a fluke. It's a fluke. Miami's a fluke team.
I mean, really, you said about New England. What's this? I mean, I saw a stat, and I'm not 100% on it, but since the training camp opened, they've gone through 38 receivers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
On the team,
38 transactions.
38 transactions for receivers.
Yeah.
At the receiver position. So that's saying that either they, outside of Gronkowski, they really don't have a.
It's like Donald Trump's cabinet.
But it's like they don't have a solid number 2, number 3, number 4 guy to go.
I haven't had a solid number 2 in a while.
Set him right up for that.
Did you eat at East Dynasty?
That thing's solid. Hot lunch.
It's still over there giggling like a fucking schoolgirl.
Yeah,
he's loving it.
Just
That's like he set it up perfect. I'm like, I'm in. Yes.
Just looking at a game and chalking it up as a win for New England this year is not a given. This is not the New England that we've seen the past decade.
Yeah,
I think they just have enough faith in Brady that they don't want to play big wideouts.
I think we spend too much time talking about Miami.
Yeah, we.
Wait, were you just talking about the New England that just came out of the Super Bowl, that won it the year before, and then they just lost it last year?
And also, New England just added another head case to their lineup. Gordon from Cleveland.
Nah, dude, it's just drugs. He's fine.
It's not even drugs. It's just
it's
marijuana.
Green drugs too. It's barely even drugs.
It's not even drugs. It's medicine.
Might as well be soap.
Right?
Might as well
He
get
should
high
be
on
playing
soap,
high.
John.
But he did. I have to reiterate. He did miss a game last week because he got injured doing a photo shoot. All right.
Anyway,
never forget.
Listen, man, he was too high. He tripped over the stairs or whatever. Shit happens.
Too high for the football game.
Yeah.
Green Bay at Washington. Packers are favored by 3, being the away team. Now,
Packers
Washington.
roll.
Yeah, Packers win this game easily. Washington just showed me nothing against Indy last week. The running game blew. Smith looked worse than average.
Yeah, but what has Green Bay showed you?
That they're getting Aaron Jones back this
Squeak
week.
by the Bears. Tied with Minnesota. I mean, they're hanging.
Tied with Minnesota at 29 fucking points. They're putting points on the board. Washington can't do that.
I don't know.
Name the 3 wide receivers that are top 3 in Washington. I couldn't.
I can give you 2.
Is it Dotson?
It'll be Josh
Okay.
Dotson and
Dotson.
Paul Richardson.
Yeah. And who's the?
How often you hear them? Like
At least I've heard of Josh.
the only thing you're hearing
and
from the
Jim
Redskins
Kiefer.
is Adrian Peterson. He's
throw it
fucking
against the
old.
wall
He
and
blew his
hope
legs
they
out,
stick.
and here he comes running again.
This is with the line only being 3. It looks like a game set up for the Packers to lose. Yeah, no, I'm not buying it.
Packers are on a verge of losing. I mean,
they're on that cusp of being a shitty fucking team, and I really wish they were. They should be 0-2 right now.
You let Aaron
I
strain
wish
that
they were, but they're not. Aaron fucking Rodgers is still winning games, and until he goes down, they're winning games. That's it.
And injured, even with that comeback against the Bears, you say they squeaked it out. That was a hell of a fourth quarter comeback to win that game. So you're trying to tell me that them being a 3-point favorite, that Washington's defense is going to play them anywhere near like the Bears did?
No.
I think they roll over Washington.
But what I'm saying is, like,
I agree.
Green Bay looks susceptible, but I'm not going to say against the Redskins because I'm actually going to go with Green Bay on this one.
What the fuck are you arguing with me for, you piece of shit? It makes for an interesting show.
You got to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
But you got to like in the same reason why like with what you're bitching about Seattle and how bad they suck. Whenever you got Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees,
You have a chance to win.
always have a chance to win.
Correct.
And then that's
Agreed.
what separates them as elite quarterbacks. And Ben Roethlisberger almost pulled out against the Brown. No, I'm sorry.
He don't pull
Tampa
out.
Bay.
You don't pull out.
Ain't no time Ben Roethlisberger's pulled
You've
out
heard
his
the
leg,
news.
motherfucker.
But whenever you got those guys on your team,
You got a
have a
chance.
chance to win. And that's why I don't feel like Eli Manning is an elite quarterback because you don't get that feeling with Eli.
Yeah.
And with those guys, you always know you have a chance, and that's why I gotta go.
That warm in the middle feeling because he didn't pull out.
Feel it in my plums.
No, I agree. I think it's all the way around Green Bay, right?
Yeah. I think I'm really interested to see if Aaron Jones comes back the same too. Now, are they going to establish a committee with Jamal Williams or whatever? And
Yeah.
I don't know.
The running backs of who, what, and where.
Yeah. Anytime you got 3 decent backs and neither one of them are getting eccentric or crazy yardage, it's kind of hit or miss. So
Neither one of them are really known for their run game.
right, but at the end of last year, Jones was putting up some good numbers. He was reliable for the most part, at least breaking up the monotony of passing. Aaron pass. Now with Aaron hobbling around on that leg, we'll see. I don't know. I like Packers in the matchup.
I'd say if they run the ball more, it favors Redskins.
Yeah,
because I feel like if you put the ball in Aaron's hands, like shit's gonna happen.
But the run dictates the pass. So.
Normally, for anybody else but Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Well, the team in Buffalo is going to go to Minnesota.
I think we're all going to go Buffalo on this.
Yeah, obviously,
Sunday at
Buffalo's the
1.
greatest team in the NFL.
16.5 points. That's a lot in the
16
NFL.
and a half points.
I don't think it's enough.
Can you write the infinity symbol in there a little bit?
My question is, who would ever even think of picking Buffalo? They are just
somebody wants the points.
Horrid.
Gaffney.
What are the odds? What are the odds of someone retiring at halftime again?
I know, right?
I don't know.
That's probably a better bet.
Oh,
Seriously, all he had to do was wait another fucking half hour, and he could have walked out of there.
Go back on the field with your team
Right.
and retire after the game.
Quit after the game like I'm a real man.
A real man. Quit that shitty team when it
fucking
counts.
Bush League. Let them know you want to be benched for the second half.
I mean, you could have worked out a deal to get more money. I'm not feeling it. I'm going to retire. You might have been able to work out a severance package. Now it's like they're like, fuck you, let's cut our ties.
Well, I like how he says, I'm retiring. No, motherfucker, you quit.
Yeah.
You quit on your team.
Yeah.
You're an asshole.
Yeah, you're not going to get a fucking job in the booth or
And we've seen guys quit or retire and come back. There's no chance you're coming back, dude. No team wants you.
Yeah.
So that's pretty easy, right? We're all going Vikings.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
But I think 16 and a half is ridiculous.
I think Diggs is going to have 16 and a half like on his own.
Yeah.
I think they're going to blow him out. Chiefs and San Fran.
I'm still going Chiefs here.
Mahomes has 15 touchdowns in 3 games.
You're calling another 5?
He's playing the Steelers secondary.
Yeah. Good point.
No, I think Kansas City easily in this game. He started to use every single one of his targets last week. Every single wide receiver. I think they had 5 guys or 4 guys who had scored. That's pretty impressive to me. I think Mahomes looked good. He made smart decisions last week. San Francisco's on the come up. I'm not denying
Garoppolo's
that.
looking human.
Yeah.
Finally, a couple interceptions.
And you knew it would have to happen. But I think I love John Lynch. I like what he's done in San Francisco. I think they're just getting better. But I don't think this is the game that they win. I think this is Kansas City. I think 6.5.
Tough place to play. Arrowhead.
Kansas City's about right. Yeah, it's the hardest.
Arrowhead
place.
is the hardest place to play.
The sound, I guess, just from a statistical sound, idea. But
didn't Mahomes have more touchdowns than incompletions last week? Is that right? Correct stat?
John?
I believe so.
Huh?
John?
Oh, Christ. I'm supposed to be on that.
I believe he had like 5 touchdowns, 4 incompletions.
Don't worry, John retired.
I could be wrong. For a 22-year-old, that's fucking insane.
Dude. Son of a former baseball player who's got a good arm.
Yeah.
So, Zach, who are you going with?
I got to take Kansas, man.
Kansas City?
Yeah.
Kansas City at home. This is a real tough spot for San Francisco to travel into Arrowhead. It's a nightmare for any team to play in there. And KC is riding high, so.
Yeah.
Johnny?
KC as well. I think they're easily the team to beat in the AFC this year. And to go on the stats, Mahomes had.
Yes, he had 6 TDs and
6
5 incompletions.
5 incompletions.
Boom. That's fucking. The kid's 22.
Silver, we're going to hire this kid. You're done.
This is really a John interview.
I'm going with
interview.
the 49ers.
What?
Ooh, what? 49ers in the house.
Wait a minute, what?
And what
You got to support it. Enlighten us, Keefy.
What?
Enlighten us, please.
Yeah, because I like the backup quarterback from New England.
He's a Garoppolo for now.
He's been playing really well for him. So.
He's not exactly.
I like his sister Janine.
I like the backup quarterback.
Yeah, well,
he must have.
I know he's a starter now.
I love it.
But he was a backup in New England.
Jimmy Garoppolo's never going to get over that in his career.
Never.
He's never going to get by that.
They still text each other. I just read that today.
Really?
So yeah. Him and Tom Brady are still best buds.
Sex each other.
Tom's like, send nudes.
Wiener.
Send nudes.
Cucking with Giselle.
I'm going with the Chiefs again as well. And I feel like, man, who do you cover on that Chiefs offense?
Oh, my God.
I mean,
yes.
You got Tyreek Hill,
Kelsey,
and then you got a slew of other guys that are just
Kareem
like
Hunt, who's also a really good
and then you got
pass
Kareem
catcher.
Hunt, who can out of the backfield, like he's a bulldog.
Where did that kid come from? Either way,
Right?
Damn.
Man, last year he was killing it. This year he's good.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like I think they're going to frazzle San Fran. I don't think they're going to know who to cover. I think they're going to have a better game plan.
I agree.
So KC it is.
Chargers at Rams. This is my preseason Super Bowl preview.
Yeah. You picked an all LA
I did.
Super Bowl.
How's that going for you?
Yeah, well, they're 1-1.
The Chargers?
Yeah.
They don't look so swell, though. They don't look that great.
Dude, what do you mean? They fucking destroyed Buffalo. That's what good teams do.
Silver's looking
Good
kind
teams
of swell.
do.
Silver's looking swell.
So, anyways, Rams.
No, the Rams are just dominant. I
Todd Gurley.
If you had to power rank the NFL, I would dare to say that you might put the Rams at 1 now.
Yeah. Oh no, you do. You do.
Is that?
There's
is
not
that
even
it?
a.
I
would.
I didn't
no
want
one
to
would
totally
question
commit to it, but
I would.
That's true because I don't know, man. Kansas City's on the rise. We got to wait one more week before I think we're.
The Rams have a better defense.
That's true.
They do have a better defense. And
Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald on the same defensive line.
Dude, what about their backfield with Peters and
yeah, that's good too.
Keep Talib.
Yeah,
Holy
they're
shit!
good.
Yeah,
I fucking forgot Keep Talib was there.
They've got
too.
a couple two safeties. I think one of their safeties.
And Marcus Peters.
Yeah,
one of their safeties is real good too. Like Todd Gurley's pretty good too on the offense.
Then they got Robbie Woods at wide out, who's coming up, man.
Cooper
Cooks.
Kupp.
Hard to believe
Cup,
the Raiders
yep.
were beating them at halftime.
And Brandon Cooks was killing it.
First game of the year.
Really?
They gave him a head start.
It was like 13-10 or something like that at halftime.
Oh man, I
And then
love
it was
it.
all the Rams. They won like 33-13 or something like
They
that.
have weapons in every direction, though. If you lose one, you can compensate.
And they got a coach that just knows how to use them.
Yeah. definitely.
I like the Rams. I think they're
He's a young coach too.
Tough team this year, and I think they're gonna. I don't have faith in the Philly this year, but the Rams, man, that's a tough team.
Yeah, good NFC team. So I think I'm going Rams.
Mark,
I'll go with the Rams easily. I think it's just
easily Rams.
The defensive line by itself is gonna just Philip Rivers will be quivering.
Yeah,
true. Johnny, Rams as well. Ram it, and Silbert's pooping, so we're gonna
we're gonna assume
we're gonna say he's gonna take the Chargers.
We're gonna assume he's ramming it.
Chargers.
So you're taking the Chargers. He said yes, the Chargers.
I heard Chargers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You're taking the Chargers, right?
Said Rams right off the
Man,
bat.
that was a quick poop.
Okay.
All right. So a certain team from a certain city.
Certain team from a certain city.
Oh,
high crime
boys.
Yeah,
Bears.
Back to the they are who we thought they were game.
Yeah.
You know, they showed that a clip of that during the game last week, and they said Urlacher had, 20 tackles?
Yeah, it was insane. Yep.
Is that good?
That's his most memorable game. He's come out and said that. That's my favorite game I've ever played.
Is one of the games, if you ever want to see an elite defense play, that's a game to watch. I mean, they were getting crushed in the first half, and then to watch them score 21 points in the second and win the fourth quarter or some shit like that. It was insane.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking awesome.
We were pretty drunk watching that game.
Fucking A, we were.
We were hammered, and he wanted to leave. I'm like, no, we are not leaving this game. And they came back and won. It was great.
I'm happy to see them have. I would argue it's the best defensive weapon since Urlacher. And probably in a long time, Khalil Mack is dominant.
He's a beast.
He's a
dominant
beast
over there.
To be honest with you, I really didn't know a lot about Khalil Mack, from the Raiders. And honestly, coming to the Bears was the best thing for Khalil Mack.
Oh, yeah.
Because, no offense, but the Raiders really didn't have anything else besides Khalil Mack.
Right.
They didn't have anybody really to work around.
I can't name a player on their defense.
No.
Not one.
You're right.
And
But
that's
now-
how they play.
Now you're coming into a defense, like I said before, 3 first-round draft picks on that linebacking core. 3 top 10 first-round draft picks on it. And then the one that's not is Danny Trevathan, who has a Super Bowl ring with the Denver Broncos.
Crushes it, yeah.
So that's a real stout linebacking core. And putting Roquan Smith in that lineup was the best thing they could do. And with that D-line, with Akeem Hicks and Eddie Goldman just killing it.
Smith has looked good because the pressure's not there. Because the pressure would be there to be the dude.
This kid was a lock to be Defensive Player of the Year before they got Khalil Mack.
Listen to me. That's what I'm saying. It helps the fact that Khalil Mack is there. He takes the pressure off him because he was going to have the pressure of being a rookie and having to be the dude.
Yeah.
And be the one. And
that's how Myles Garrett felt in Cleveland.
Exactly.
For sure.
So I think it's a blessing for him. The Mack trade was a blessing for them. I think that Arizona is just headed so far downhill. It's not even funny. It's sad to see players like David Johnson there. It's sad to see Larry Fitzgerald having to end his career there playing for that team. But it's not going to get any better anytime soon, I think, in Arizona. And I don't think Rosen's the answer. And I don't think any quarterback on their roster right now is their answer. And they got embarrassed last week. And it's just not going to get better. And I think
in this game. You do not play that rookie.
And I think 5.5 is the lock of the week.
Yeah.
I think 5.5 is the fucking lock of the week for the Bears. I don't see a better you could.
13 sounds more correct in this one.
Oh my god!
Touchdown game.
Yeah.
Johnny, there's no mic on that.
I know.
He said he thinks it's a 2-touchdown game.
I
think it's a 2-touchdown game.
It's
Bears all the
it's
way.
an away game. Travel.
I mean, it's
that's why it's closer. That's a good point. Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't think it
is
matters
closer
about traveling because this is going to be the defense is going to carry you in this game.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think this is a good game for the offense to kind of get rolling and get back on. But I said this last year, the Bears had a good nucleus on that defense. They were top 10 last year with most of their linebackers hurt. And I kept saying, kind of like what Seattle did. They kind of had a strong group of people. They had, strong players. And then they had to get out and get that superstar.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. They got that superstar, and now all those strong players are going to have a great year.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, what?
So, Bears easily.
Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Yep.
42-3. The Bears.
Yeah.
Bears.
Yeah, that's good. Congratulations, you're going to win this week.
Yay! And now the shit bowl.
Oh man,
the Seattle Seahawks versus the Dallas Cowgirls.
Point and a half for Seattle.
This is such a bad game.
Like Seattle.
It's not a great matchup.
I don't know what the fuck to do. I really need somebody to talk me into this one.
I'll start it. I know you're all going to fucking get on me about it probably, but I'm taking Dallas. I think everybody forgets the fact that Dak was once pretty good. With or without Dez, doesn't matter. I think Zeke likes to eat it, man. He can ground and pound, take some pressure off of him. Dak also can scramble. Then
Dak did run the ball very well last week.
He ran the ball great last week. I mean, granted, you're against the Giants, so
that's what I'm like. It's not really saying much.
Hey, they're at least.
What's that?
Depends. Can you go fuck yourself?
There's at least 2 guys in this room that like to eat it as well. So.
Yes. One is you, John.
I don't know, man. I think Dallas has it this week.
You kind of got me thinking there, but like going into
Seattle's tough.
It's tough up there.
12th man.
How tough do they look? Really
shitty.
How tough did they look?
Russell Wilson. That's all I got. That's my argument.
That's all you need. That's all you need in this game is Russell Wilson.
Seattle, Russell Wilson, home crowd. That's my logic.
Yep.
It's a toss-up game. Flip a coin. Fuck cares? Go with the home team.
I don't know. Dallas, last time they went in there, they beat the fuck out of Seattle. And that was only a couple years ago. Beat the fuck out of them.
Now you get the Legion of Gloom.
That's good.
I'm going Seattle in this game. I mean, I did see some good things that they did against the Bears last week. Their defense isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No, it's not.
Up and coming corners. Dallas looked good because they played the Giants, and the Giants are just out of sorts right now. And I feel like they have a better coach. Pete Carroll's a better coach. I think he can get that team up and playing against a Dallas team. I don't know. I think. What's his name? Garrett's on his way out. He should be on his way out. I don't know how this guy still has a job.
I know.
And I cannot play. I cannot go for the Cowboys. So
takes notes from Marvin Lewis.
Right.
That's how.
Give me
it's fucking the owner's wife.
What do you got? What do you got, Caleb?
His pictures.
Johnny kind of talked me into Seattle with his line with the Russell Wilson, so I'm gonna go there. And you can tell like I'm not really fucking all about it. But
if you had to go Dak versus Russell Wilson, you go Russell
Wilson all day, obviously. But you got to factor.
But the media will tell you that it's Dak Prescott is the way to go.
Plus, it's all on Russell Wilson. I mean, what do they got? Chris Carson, that rookie. I mean, he's.
Who does Dak have? I mean, he has
Zeke.
Ezekiel. Yeah, that's
Seattle's defense is.
Yeah,
I got nothing.
You're able to score on Seattle hard. It's not the same.
So
Seattle
Dallas's offense should have a fairly easy time against that meaty.
I think it's going to be a battle of offenses.
Defense. It's like, this game could be like 28-30. It really, they could fucking just keep scoring on each other, and it's whoever has the ball last wins.
And I think Russell Wilson.
I don't think Russell Wilson has enough weapons.
Russell Wilson almost went to the playoffs last year by himself.
I'm going against every fucking thing in my body, and I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys to win this fucking game.
Up 2 games now. You're going down, buddy. That's gonna hurt you. That's gonna hurt you. Kind of like when you pee and it burns. It's gonna hurt you.
I thought I was alone on
that. Mark.
Seattle.
Jim.
I'm taking the Cowgirls.
Yeah.
Johnny Seattle.
Yeah. America's team.
All right.
What are you going, Chicken?
I'm going Seattle. I got to go Russell Wilson. Elite quarterback versus Dak.
Home crowd.
Russell Wilson, home crowd. I don't know.
Yep.
I think it's definitely a battle of the offenses. We'll see.
Russell Wilson, a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
For
sure.
Absolutely.
Even though he did,
Russell Wilson,
choke at the 1 yard line anyway, but we'll go past.
He was in the Super Bowl.
He was in the Super Bowl. He might have fucked it up.
I'm not knighting Russell Wilson a Hall of Famer yet. I don't know if anybody else is.
He's an elite quarterback. I will tell you this. I will bet $20.
Joe Flacco was elite.
How long are we holding that $20? Inflation occurs.
Joe Flacco has not put up the kind of numbers that fucking Russell Wilson has.
Oh, we're just throwing out names. Jason Witten, Hall of Famer. There we go.
Yeah.
That's a given.
I mean, at that point,
I want free $20.
Thank you.
Tom S. Baffle is saying, Dallas is second in sacks behind the Bears, going against the shitty O-line in Seattle. D is going to have a feast again. I don't know. I think
he's right. It's a shitty O-line. Dude, It's a shitty old line.
I'd
So
say bottom three.
the Seattle
He's had a shitty
offense
O-line
isn't going to go fucking anywhere.
He's had a shitty.
He's 100% right.
He had a shitty O line last year.
That's your no.
Not
What?
as shitty. No.
He had a pretty shitty O line last year.
Who? It's that guy with the no Russell Wilson. He's talking about. So New England at Detroit. Coach.
We're all going Detroit, right?
Yeah, obviously.
We're all going
No.
Detroit.
What?
Patricia's first game against his old team.
Yeah. No. The Patriots are favored by 6.5 here, and I don't think that's a fluke.
You don't think so?
No. I'm going Patriots.
Yeah.
And it's for obvious reasons. The system.
4 Super Bowl rings. Guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer. Now let's get my hand job into this red soil.
TB12, baby. TB12 just keeps winning. So
What's that statistic? He's thrown to like 40 some odd receivers, touchdowns in the Super Bowls that he's been in. I mean, the guy knows how to get the ball in people's hands. Doesn't matter if you're a freaking elite wide receiver or you're a Girl Scout selling cookies on the sideline. I mean, he will get you the ball.
You heard the man, chicken. Balls in hand.
Balls
Let's go.
in your
But
hand,
Sill's also good at getting balls in his hands too. I mean,
I don't know. I think it's. Is it at New England?
no,
No, it's in Detroit.
Does it matter?
So it's got setup written all
There's
over
going to
it.
be just
It's
as
a
many
Sunday night game
Patriots
too.
fans there as
Man,
Lions
I will.
fans.
I will.
What's
tell
that?
you,
There'll be just as many Patriots fans there as Lions.
Oh,
Yeah.
easily, yeah.
you can give me if the Lions can win this game. I will stay tuned and glued to my television till the final play to watch that handshake.
If New England wins this game,
Salty handshake.
It's going to be the biggest pass by handshake in history.
if New England does, if
He might do a
New-
head nod.
If New England loses this game, I will watch Sobert blow Caleb.
Wow.
or vice versa. I mean,
I don't.
I can take turns.
If you
It's
guys,
like I don't care as long as somebody's blowing somebody. I'm in.
I'll watch it.
if you guys want to see a cold handshake, watch Bill O'Brien and Mike Vrabel shake hands last week.
Really?
Oh man, it's cringe city.
Yeah.
Bill O'Brien comes by him, like wrong hands him at first, like Bill, because they lost, so Bill O'Brien's trying to get the fuck out of there. And Vrabel comes by and like has his hand out, and like Bill O'Brien kind of wrong hand grabs him and just goes. Like
weird.
it was the biggest drive by in history.
weird.
And I'm like, oh my god, that was your D coordinator.
Oh,
Jesus.
shit.
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, it was tough. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. I hope the Detroit Lions win.
So anybody picking the Lions in this? No.
No.
Not anybody intelligent, I don't think.
Patriots.
Can we get to the game of the week, though?
He's been dying over here.
Let's take a second to talk about it, guys. Let's
Tampa
sit back
Bay
and talk about it.
Buccaneers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Shittsburg Squealers.
In Tampa Bay, Steelers are getting a point and a half.
How the fuck are the Steelers getting a
giving
point and a half?
point, sorry.
Yeah.
No, Steelers are
Give- yeah.
giving
Right.
a point and a half.
Right.
Would somebody explain this to me, please?
Yeah.
1,000+ yards of total offense, 8 touchdowns,
How?
1 interception against a team that tied the Browns
I know.
at home.
Wow, he's got a good point.
I think it's the same as Florida State giving Syracuse points last week. It's based on culture and who they are.
In the
not,
past,
Not necessarily the better team.
And sometimes they have that drive.
Obviously,
I mean, the way
the
the last-
sharper and better teams were the underdogs, and the same here.
the way that the odds are done, they basically run a simulation from
Madden.
they run a simulation from
Where's
the
the name?
previous season as well as the current season, and they run a million simulations to come up with the line. It's just a computer formula.
Right.
But still, I mean, this either looks like a gigantic setup, or Las Vegas is going to take a bath on
Prison
this.
pussy right off your face.
Whoa, that was a little.
What'd you do?
Fucking prison pussy right off your face.
It scares.
Wow.
It scares me. This game scares the hell out of me to pick because of what you said earlier, the 3-0 thing on the Stephen A. Smith show. Hey, fucking hate Stephen A. Smith. But,
Although I gotta say, Stephen A. Smith went off on the Cowboys with a better, such a great, dissertation on the fucking Cowboys.
I'm
Like,
not
why are
putting
we so rooting
Stephen
for
A.
these guys?
Smith and
But
great in the same sentence.
I don't normally either. I
I'll
hate his
separate him
ass.
with
Why are we talking about Stephen A. Smith?
Because we got into it earlier, man. The guy's a joke.
There's a lot of turmoil in Pittsburgh.
I just brought it up that he had a caller that called in that predicted Tampa Bay would be 3-0. That's all I said.
I just don't think that's
Still
happening.
bitter the guy's name came up on the show.
I do.
But
This has nothing to do with me being a Steelers fan either. I just don't. I mean, the Buccaneers are great. They have some heat going on.
Does Fitzmagic have a week off?
But Mark just made perfect point. This is the ultimate setup. The ultimate turmoil is going on in Pittsburgh that you can have with a
wide
team.
receiver troubles. They have running back troubles. They're calling to fire the head.
But Brown's
coach
back.
already. So
And we've got a hot team. We've got turmoil versus a hot team.
I ride the hot team.
A team kind of the
But
underdog.
the team in turmoil still put up the numbers last week.
You think
yeah.
Against a great team, Kansas City. We just said one of the teams to beat. I
Sure.
mean, other than the LA Rams. But
That's a great point. But
Kansas City's defense is defense is suspect. So they didn't really fucking play anybody.
Yeah.
I know Kansas City is who they are, and their fucking offense is phenomenal.
I am not
defense is.
I went off of this show last week. I went off about the Steelers and about Tampa Bay. I went off about Tampa Bay and how I think they're terrible and how I think Ryan Fitzpatrick's a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, he said you're going to be Fitz-tragic this week.
Yeah, and I did, and he was Fitzmagic. And I can't believe I'm going to fucking...
I'm picking Tampa Bay.
Yeah, it makes me want to run myself
I'll jump
over
off
my own
first.
car.
I don't know. You'll probably agree with me on this. It's weird because it's a team that'll tie the Browns and then almost beat Kansas City by a touchdown and put up, 36. What was it? 36 points. I don't know. It is hit or miss, but I gotta believe that they have James Conner. They got a good running back core. They got Smith-Schuster. They got AB back on track, which apparently Mike Tomlin said that he was quote punished. They won't release how he was punished for missing practice. So he's back. Everybody's back on track except for Bell. We got to get rid of that fucking, hanging note on the team and just focus on the fact that we got some players. Get everybody back on the same page. Get the line back on the same page.
What about the defense?
Yeah.
The secondary. The secondary's horrendous.
Yeah, except other than TJ Watt at linebacker, you don't really have many.
It's porous, yeah.
Yeah, it's porous for sure.
I don't know. As they say in Tampa Bay, JPP high five.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yikes.
Oh, that was great.
This could definitely be a fun one to watch if Fitzpatrick shows up again.
Right.
And you could see 45-41 type score.
Yeah. So who you taking?
I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Oh, God.
Johnny?
Tampa.
I just
Sounds great, John.
Only loyal Steeler.
I'm going Pittsburgh.
Right on. Thank you.
I just think.
I'm going Pittsburgh. I can't believe in this fucking Tampa Bay team. I don't know why. You guys will call me idiot.
Now I know Tampa Bay is winning.
Yes. You should.
Fitzpatrick
Honestly,
is
good pick,
streaky
everybody.
and he's due for the letdown. But watching the first two games, unlike in previous years when he was with the Jets and the Bills, he just clicks with these receivers.
This is his offense. He's in stride with them.
Wait,
this is his team.
Who did
being a Tampa Bay fan,
Tampa Bay beat already?
Uh-huh.
Who did they beat?
Correct.
Philadelphia,
the Super Bowl champions.
And who else?
And the Philadelphia and the fucking Jesus Christ, they just played two playoff teams. Why is my fucking mind blank?
Yeah.
Yeah, who'd they play last week? Or week one?
Oh.
Bueller.
Anybody?
I'm blanking.
Where the fuck's Longwood now?
Why is 6 people just...
none of us could think of who they beat.
Y'all got computers. But my point is, they played tough teams.
The Saints.
Saints.
Philadelphia Saints.
My God, we talked about it earlier. Jesus.
My point
I'm
is...
totally getting another beer.
Tampa Bay played two
Drank
playoff
about a lot of
teams
drugs in my
and the
life.
Super Bowl.
Get a lot of Josh Gordoning.
They played Super Bowl champions and
So
they beat
embarrassed.
both teams handily. I'm going with Pittsburgh. No, I'm going with Tampa Bay.
There you go.
I mean, this is a
You and
line
me
in
are
the
on the
sand
same
game for the
page.
Steelers. They were picked to go deep into the playoffs, win their division. This is a must-win game for them.
It is.
Steelers lose this game, you'll be able to get tickets in Heinz Field cheap.
Oh, thank God.
I also
think their season's done.
I think this game is going to be a big test to see if the real John Connor will stand up. All right, we saw the week one. He was pretty fucking good week one. Last week he was not that good. The numbers were not good last week.
Well, they're
All
down
right?
21-0 in the first quarter, though.
But he
Like we
has
said,
to be
the
involved
D
with
is
the offense somehow. I just need to see it. I need to see
made
him
that great
do it
one-handed
again.
catch.
I want to see, and I think this is the defense for him to get going against. That's what I mean. I think this is the team where if he's going to get going, it needs to happen with this team.
I agree.
From watching him run a good bit in the ACC, I think he's got the goods.
Yeah,
I think
he was good at Pitt. He was
back.
fucking good at Pitt. Holy fuck.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Here's one point I have to make.
Still in Pitt.
If Tomlin doesn't become a coach instead of a friend, this team ain't going anywhere.
That's a good point.
And, Tomlin has to be the stand-up guy and put these guys in their place. But he'd rather be a friend to them, and I think he lost the team.
Yeah, that's if that you guys are from Pittsburgh, right? So that's kind of
Yes.
the pulse of the town. Is that kind of the pulse of the town down there now that,
Yeah,
that Tomlin's
he's
kind of
lost.
Tomlin's kind of lost the respect for the
His
team?
feet are to the fire right now, for sure.
Really?
That's pretty wild. I mean, you hear you don't really understand the pulse and what a because those are the ultimate fans, the people that are there. I mean,
In the city,
I'm not taking anything away from
No,
myself.
I
Just
totally agree.
myself being a Jets fan, I'm a
Totally
very
agree.
passionate fan as well. But when you really hear the pulse of the city and you've got to get up every morning if you're Mike Tomlin and drive to the stadium and listen to the local sports, because every athlete and every coach will tell you they don't do it. That's bullshit. They do.
Yeah.
All right. You listen to that going in and you listen to it coming out from practice. Okay. So it weighs on you after a while, and that's the shit that really matters. So that's a cool inside take to hear that's.
And if you
that's
ever
kinda
watch Tomlin on the sidelines, he never yells at anybody. He just stands there
He is
looking,
calm,
looking
cool,
in
collected,
in the sky under his sunglasses. He never yells at anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to get going. I agree.
That's interesting. That's
All
an
right,
interesting
guys.
take. So.
Well, that's it. That's this
Yeah.
week's D-line.
Yeah.
We will see what happens in a
Great
little bit.
show.
Yeah, it was a
Thanks
lot of
for
fun.
coming in, guys.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having me on,
Cool.
guys.
Zach, thanks, man, for coming in.
This is awesome, man.
Jim, Mark, Johnny, thanks, guys, for stopping in and crashing the party. You guys had a lot of insight. It's good to see a little diversity in here in teams. I mean, we don't have this many guys in here too often. So with that being said, I got to say...
Later, thanks.
We'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Later, bye.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting,
Hold on,
upstairs,
mics are still on,
downstairs,
guys.
and broken everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at Nye Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my Nye VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyvwofrome.com.
Join us Saturday, October 13th as Disruption Network and Doughboy Barbecue presents Trip Fest 2 at the Jewish Community Center, 2310 Oneida Street in Utica. A night to pay homage to Vinny Captain Trip Moriel. Utica icon, yo! Come pick through all Capital Trip's personal treasures, local artist display, food from Doughboy Barbecue, beer, wine, and live music. Bands include, after a 24-year hiatus, the return of Taurus, Kate Devin, The Crazy Fools, Thunderwatt, and a 315 All-Star tribute to the Grateful Dead. Tickets are $10 in advance and $15 at the door. Partial proceeds to benefit Laney's Army. Doors open at 6 o'clock. Taurus kicks it all off at 6:30. It's Trip Fest 2, Saturday, October 13th. Trip Fest 2 is sponsored by Nye Volkswagen of Rome, 92.7 FM The Drive, Priceless Inspection, Donato Appraisal Services, Dr. Scott Domenico, and Saranac Brewery.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when three top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
Giggity gig. Oh, I just pooped a little.
What'd you do with them? Motor